girl, your career
Hey,
set.
you,
You ready
wake
to
up.
go
It's
to?
Saturday morning and it's time to jump on that to do list. But that home improvement project doesn't have to be a chore. Before you jump in, tune in here to About Your House to listen and learn from the most experienced and reputable contractors and service providers in the industry. On today's show, we have Chris DellaMea, a land surveyor at GPA, Drew DellaMea, a self employed welding contractor, Nicholas Lamb, and John Dunn of Spain Construction Crew are also all joining us in studio. About Your House is brought to you in part by PutToolsInSchools.org, connecting students to tools of the trades and raising awareness of the many career pathways. About Your House is also brought to you in part by Queen City Home Store. Queen City Home Store is a family owned store serving the Carolinas for over 70 years. They're the largest independent appliance retailer in the Carolinas, constantly growing and taking pride in the experience that they offer customers with a knowledgeable sales staff, product selection, and lowest price guarantee. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some time with us as we spread a little love. And now, here's your host, Ray Terry.
Good morning. Welcome, beautiful, muggy, beautiful, muggy. We need a little rain. I like a little dismal feel every now and then. That's what you get this morning in Charlotte. Trying to pull up 79 degrees at high today. Hey, spring's still with us. A little warm weather. Humidity right now, 63%. I'm not sure what the temp is right now. It's in the, what would you say, mid 50s, something like that? Something like that. But anyway, I got a full house today. A great way to end the show with Beasley Media. We're not leaving Beasley Media necessarily. We're just leaving this studio. I think we are anyway. It might dribble on. Who knows? When About Your House got some bumpy roads ahead for the next month, month and a half, because we're transitioning to a new studio. And in this technologically truly advanced world, nothing comes real easy. So you got to meld in it. We're going to start with audio. We'll lose the cameras for a couple weeks, and then we'll move more into the camera end of it because our studio's top drawer. I mean, it's just loaded with TV quality technology, 3 cameras, and all the 4 or 5 mics, who knows? But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun in the transition. Richard and I both have a lot to learn. Bear with us, be patient. We're going to come at you full blast 2026. We've got a whole new lineup coming with podcasts around Put Tools in Schools specifically and About Your House. Not specifically, not meaning I can't talk on the radio and not talk about kids and tools. Can't do it. Why? Because they don't know about them. The more I'm with them, the more I learn how ignorant. I was very nice with that word, ignorant. Good, perfect word for it. Without any harm to anyone. That's the best way to say it because I'm pretty critical. Uh, and I'm going to talk about that today. But we got a great show in the fact that Chris DellaMea. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Ray.
Yeah,
How are you?
grab that mic for him. And we're going to play musical mic. So if you hear something flumbling around, that's us playing with microphones. Okay. Chris DellaMea is Don DellaMea's brother. Don DellaMea is one of the principals. I think he is, unless he's retired. But if I know Don doesn't retire, And we'll find out about that because he's got two of his cronies in the studio today, youngsters in the remodeling field. I love it. Oh, yeah. That was my thing in construction remodeling. I love to take a house, tear it apart, put it back together. It's a lot of fun and very enjoyable, and it connects me with tools of the trades because you can't do any of it without tools. Chris DellaMea is Don's brother. Don, like I said, is the principal with Spain Construction. Spain is primarily correct. I've got Nicholas, don't tell me, Lamb, John Dunn. Yeah, I remember. That's good. Nicholas, I'm just exercising this old brain I got. Nicholas Lamb and John Dunn. Nicholas, grab a microphone. I'm going to talk to Chris here. No, don't. You just keep your microphone. What do you do for Spain?
I do the trim carpentry and the cabinets for Spain Construction.
You do cabinet installs?
Yes, sir.
Now, how old are you?
24.
How long you been in construction?
Been in construction for about 6 years now.
So you're 24, been in construction 6 years. That makes you 18 when you started.
Yes,
Just
sir.
like me. I started when I was 18, really. Okay. Where you from?
I'm from Charlotte.
Born and raised in Charlotte?
Yes, sir.
Hey, cool. Another homie. Yeah, me too. But you're a lot younger. But
A little bit.
a little bit. But that's cool. How'd you start in construction? Right out of high school? Where'd you go to high school?
I was actually homeschooled.
Cool. Another good news. So you were homeschooled. And tell me your story real quick.
So-
You don't have to be real quick. You can take your time.
My grandfather, he had his
Oh,
own painting.
grandfather. I love that.
There it
Starts
is.
out with granddad. Yeah, that's the way to go right there.
He had his own company down in Alabama.
Right.
And he did any rot repair painting, anything like that,
Sure,
trim work,
sure.
custom cabinets, things of that nature.
Let me share something on that note, on the grandfather note. I was in East Mecklenburg High School. In the past 3 weeks, I've been in 4 different schools. And I talked to kids, same question. And in conversation, I've heard my grandpa, my grandfather, my pawpaw. I heard it so many times from kids, and what an impact that makes because of the fathers that are in the relationships of these children. Because the fatherless relationships are the ones that have the biggest void in connection to the trades because there's no man there. Now, I'm not meaning to be critical. I'm just talking a reality. So back to the pawpaw and grandfather. So your grandfather was an influence.
Yes, sir.
Keep talking.
Dad and I, we would start to do something like it started with Mom and I. We were watching HGTV one day.
Oh, no,
and she was like, let's rip out the kitchen floor.
Right.
And so I was 12 at the time, 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, we can do anything.
Now, that's true homeschooling there, let me
It
tell you.
is.
Yes, it is. That's a connection to math. And you learned to read a tape measure.
I did.
Yeah. Kids don't know,
Funny
they think
story
they
about
know,
that.
but I'd love to hear it.
We, my grandfather ended up, we had started ripping out the floor. We figured out that the dishwasher had been leaking. It caused rot.
Sure,
Subfloor was gone.
right.
Framing was gone, stuff like that. So my grandfather came up. He helped us with the kitchen, getting it all back together because Dad was sitting there. Like we had already ripped out the subfloor. It was
What'd your
crawl
dad
space.
do? Can I ask that?
He helped my grandfather a lot when he was younger and he was dating my mom.
Okay, cool.
And so he helped him with painting and stuff of that nature. So he's handy
Sound
himself.
like the DellaMea family.
Yeah. But he's in,
really just like them.
he's in healthcare now. So
Okay,
he was out of that trade.
I got you.
But he was sitting there and he was like, I'm kind of at a loss because he's never really done something to that extent.
Sure.
Because all the framing of the windows, everything was rotten. And so he came up.
Termites get to you?
No, sir.
Cool.
My grandfather came up from Alabama and he was going to help us redo it. And so we started going through doing stuff, doing framing, putting insulation back in the walls because it was 1950s home. Didn't have any insulation.
I
in
got
it.
you. Yeah.
So we're putting insulation
Money
in.
pit.
He, my grandfather was like, what's the measurement for this board? And I was like, it was just some number. I was like, it's 69 and like
something.
three lines past 69. He said, that's not going to happen. He said, come here. We're going to talk about
three
this.
lines. It is,
No.
and a lot of kids said, well, it's about 9 and something. I said, there is no such thing as 9 and something, or there a 9 and a little bit. It is or it isn't. You know, it's right or it's wrong. You know, but kids can't read tape measure. Keep talking. So I love it.
We did that.
3 little lines.
Yeah. He had a field day with that one.
Which was 3/16.
Yes, sir.
But he taught you that very quickly, didn't he?
Oh, he did. I learned that week. I did.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
So
I could not work with anybody in construction that did not know how to read a tape measure or shake my hand or look me in the eye and talk to me, because they would not. That's first day. That's ground floor stuff right there, buddy.
Absolutely. So he came up. We did the kitchen, and then a little while after that, we figured out our bathroom floor was rotten because around the toilet flange, it was starting to crack the tile and everything.
And you were 12?
This time I was 15.
Okay,
it was
cool.
A few years later. And he came back up. I gutted the whole bathroom. It was the, typical 19 whatever home. Tile up halfway through the wall.
Oh, yeah.
All tile shower, everything that.
Where's the house?
It was in Weddington.
Okay. Where?
It was off Beulah Church Road.
Okay, that's good. All right, I was just curious.
It's a small little house. It was about 1,200 square foot.
Right.
But it was.
I know the house.
It was a good home.
One like it, built in the 50s.
Yeah.
And tile up halfway.
Oh, yeah.
Good tile, too. Mud last tile.
Oh,
it was, you had to get the old big hammer out, right?
Yeah.
You got the big hammer on that one. That's one of the few jobs where a 3-pound mallet or sledge is effective, because I don't like sledgehammers in remodeling. They're just too big, and normally they do more damage than they do anything. But those are tough bathrooms to tear out.
Oh, it was.
Dirty, dusty. Other than textured ceilings, removing textured ceilings is probably one of the dirtiest jobs in remodeling. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I would.
Okay.
100%. I've done
So you did that at an early age, 15.
I did.
Man, that's great experience.
And then
cut yourself too. I bet you bled too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I bet you did. Yeah. You can't do that and not bleed.
Oh yeah. The wire mesh behind it and everything.
That's right. Yeah.
It was wild work.
That's good. That's great experience.
Oh yeah.
You realize what an education you've got from people your parents letting you go in there and tear something up at 12 and 15 and with your grandfather. Wow.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
We ended up having to jack up some of the house, put in a beam. We did tile work. We got obviously some cabinets in there, things like that, plumbing, setting a tub. I mean, we got all through it. It was a great experience.
Well, obviously you're doing it today for a living.
Yeah.
How did you graduated at some point,
Yes, sir.
And then what happened then?
Well, I actually went to school to be an auto mechanic and got 3/4 of the way through, figured out I didn't want to do that.
What brought that on? What brought the negativity on? Just curious.
It wasn't negativity. I still love working on vehicles, but it was just.
I figured as much.
I couldn't sit.
ADHD boy.
Yeah. I couldn't sit in the.
I'm hooked up, babe.
I couldn't stay in a shop all day.
Yeah.
And not see the sun, not go outside, not anything like that.
You get bored easy.
Yeah.
That's what you love about remodeling.
It's different.
See, now I'm going to share some with you. I went to wheel vehicle and track vehicle mechanic school in the Army, my MOS. I was honor graduate.
Wow.
And loved it. However, when I got back to Charlotte, it was construction full tilt.
Mm-hmm.
And to this very day, because of that love I had look what it's done for you too. The connectivity between the automotive and working with your mind and your hands and critical thinking, you hadn't forgotten it. It didn't go away. Matter of fact, it just adds to your toolbox. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, absolutely.
And it also connects you to more creativity and more outlets for resources in what you do every day as a remodeler. Because when you install a wolf range, you better have a set of socket wrenches with you with a 24-inch, half-inch extension for the back rollers.
Mm-hmm.
So see, it kind of ties in there. And that's the truth. Whenever I go put a wolf range in, I put my socket in my whole socket set, and I can reach up there and grab my long 24-inch extension. Because you got to have, I don't know if you've ever installed a wolf.
No.
Well, you will. If you stay with remodeling. Well, you probably will. I can't say you will, but more than likely, you'll be seeing one day, and somebody will sit there and say, "What are we doing?" Say, "Get out the way. Let me do that."
Yeah.
Right. So 18 years old, you went to automotive, and then what?
So after that, I got out of that. I worked in a NTB, National Tire and Battery.
Sure.
I worked there for a little bit, changing oil, changing
That's
tires,
good stuff
brakes,
too.
stuff
Although
like
it
that.
sucks, but
It
you
was,
know.
yeah.
But I worked at a service station too. Hey, we got a lot of commonalities here.
Yeah.
See, I worked at a service station, changed tires, oil, and everything else. Matter of fact, I couldn't change the oil until I learned the top side. That's what I was told because it was a pit. Then one day he says, "Get in the pit." I said, "Oh, I graduated." Keep talking. NTB.
So worked there for a little bit, decided that's when I decided I did not want to
You were still
stay in the
young. You were still
automotive.
young.
Yeah. And so I started working at,
You got a little bit of taste of corporate America too, didn't you?
I did.
At NTB,
I
didn't
did
you?
not like it.
Didn't like corporate, did you?
No.
No, I can dig it. Yeah.
So
Tough.
I decided to get out of that. I can't remember where I went after that. I know I worked for.
You bounced around a little bit.
Yeah, I worked for a couple of smaller companies. I worked for a different company that built the hospital around the corner, the Atrium Health. where they
Okay, you were
extended on.
industrial construction,
Correct.
wearing a hard hat and
Absolutely.
PPEs and everything. You know?
Yep.
Okay.
I was actually part of the surveying crew.
Nice.
And
Man, there that mind goes, expanding all the time.
yeah, didn't really find a heart for surveying. I wanted to be constantly with tools or something of that nature. So left there, went to a different company, and that's where I really got into remodeling. It was a different company in Charlotte.
Can you tell
And-
me the name? It's okay. You can.
I can, but that's hating on Spain.
No, I ain't hating on Spain. No, there's something. You don't have to worry about if you're with a good company. Let me tell you something. There is no competitive nature with good people. I was in NARI, the National Association of Remodeling Industry, with Dunn at one time, Mr. DellaMea. Okay. And we didn't look at each other as competition. Matter of fact, I've walked on a lot of jobs and talked to the customer and said, "You don't need me. You've got two great guys. If they can't fit your ticket, what am I doing here?" You know? So you're not hating on Spain. Matter of fact, you're speaking of the industry because Charlotte's full of great remodeling companies.
Oh,
and we need to give them kudos. Now, who was it?
It was Revision Design and Remodel.
Oh, okay, Brad.
Yeah.
Brad. Yeah, see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I worked there for about 2 years.
Well, that's a
Quickly
great company to
moved up
work
in
with. They were a winner in the Rodeo Awards just last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We got to take a break.
Okay.
All right, we'll take a break. Come back and talk more. I got to find out about you and you and you. Got a lot to talk about. And plus, I want to share what happened yesterday at the shed building competition. I'm so proud of it. Second annual shed building competition, putting carpentry into schools. We can do this every year. Have fun. Enjoy. We'll be back with more about your house. Heard on Fox Sports Charlotte. Download the free app. Stream us live on your browser, foxsportsradiocharlotte.com, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. How y'all doing? Y'all get up, get your cup of coffee. Come on back. We got a lot to talk about.
Find out more about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Go outside and take a look at your home. Are the gutters doing their job? The number one enemy to your home is water. Most homes are built with small, inadequate gutters and small downspouts. ABS Insulating has a division of the company that does nothing but gutter services. All gutter services: cleaning, maintaining, repair, new downspouts, replacement, and new gutters with many types available. They're a leader when it comes to gutter protection. Call ABS Insulating today, 704-821-4343 or absinsulating.com.
Owens Chimney Systems is known for all professional chimney services since 1989, including chimney cleaning, recommended annually, chimney evaluations and inspections, any and all chimney repairs and restorations, gas fireplace and gas fire log service, furnace cleaning, cleaning out one of the most overlooked appliances in the home. Get it done right the first time. That's Owens Chimney Systems at 704-554-9595, or you can visit us online at owenschimneysystems.com.
Hi, I'm Sam Attero of AtteroMedia.com, and I love empowering my clients and partners to make the most out of today's latest digital media tools. We specialize in building production systems and podcast studios for small to mid-sized churches and local businesses here in Charlotte. Do you need new media production gear? Do you need help learning how to use it? You're in great hands with our family business, Attero Media of Charlotte. That's ETTARO Media.com.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Talking to a lot of guys. I got Drew, I got Chris, I got Nicholas, and I got John. Last names, we're going to forego that. Too many people to talk about. But Spain Construction, the DellaMea family's in the house in various ways. But we're talking right now to they're all in the industry. And when I say the industry, I'm talking about the construction trades industry. Would you say that?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
You've been in, Chris has been in surveying.
Been in surveying about 25, 30 years. Yeah.
Did you come out of school,
I took a different path. Yeah, I came out of local boy, here from Charlotte. Went to Charlotte Catholic, made my way up to NC State, got a degree up there. And then there was a point where...
What'd you get a degree in?
I had a degree in biological science.
Okay, how'd that work out for you?
With my personality, not well, right? I'm that ADD type, 100 miles an hour, and
But what? Now I gotta ask. I'm sorry, it's just what I do. Why'd you go after that degree? I can almost tell you, but I want to hear it.
Because you're told that you gotta, times are a little bit different now.
No, they're not.
Well, you're told you got to go to school for. And
no, they're
pay
not.
for that. Yeah, you're right. Pay for that degree and get a job and enter the workforce, and you're forced into that
decision making,
right? So, you kind of select a career, what you think you want to do based on the fact that you got to have that 4-year degree. And I didn't work in that industry for, probably 2 years before I got out of it.
Now, I just talked to you, right?
Yes, sir.
I talked to him. Look at the two pathways.
Yeah.
You with me?
Yes, sir.
That's what's wrong. You were shown pathways.
Mm-hmm.
You had a choice to make the pathways. You were forced to pick a pathway.
That's right.
I hear it every day that I'm in a school, and it drives me crazy because the kids have been coached, coerced, made to go to college to get a degree and make a decision on a career pathway that's not suited for their life, and they don't know what they don't know. Listen, it sounds like I'm raising heck. I am, because one, you're treating a mental human being, a capable, creative, imaginative, beautiful genius of a human being, but you're pushing them down a pathway. And the pathway, 90% of the college degrees given today are not applied to reality and career pathways. 90%. And I'm the bad guy? No, nah. We need to wake the heck up and listen to our kids and help them pick a pathway that they're happy with, purpose-driven. But that didn't happen to you, did it?
No, it took me graduating, which I did, got a degree and
Got that degree.
Got that degree.
Oh boy, wow.
And
now what?
Enter a workforce that you just hate.
That's like getting a trophy. I don't want a trophy. I can't hammer nails with it. I can't saw no boards with it. What good is a trophy? Oh, I'm a proud, ego-driven fool.
Yeah.
I've gotten lots of trophies, but I threw them all away because they mean absolutely nothing to the overall outcome, do they?
Yep.
Like driving a brand new Ford pickup truck. That damn thing's too big.
So go back to the trades. Grew up here in Charlotte, even in high school, worked for Dunn, hauling cabinets and hanging cabinets and doing demo and,
that was fun too.
Enjoyed every minute of it, cleaning job sites. I mean, as a high school kid, we did it all the time.
Did you work on the construction sites any growing up?
I bounced around. I did a little bit of everything for the last couple of years.
Cool. We'll get to you in a minute.
So I found that, so what did I do? Had a great job out of college, went back to the trades, went back. I took it. Surveying's a little bit of a different route, but I went back to
surveying's great. I mean, I love laying out houses when early in construction. I'll never forget. I hung out with Ben Lanier. He was an older fella, a mentor of mine, actually. Ben was easy going, slow talking from Belmont. Whole family's from Belmont. Matter of fact, his whole family was in construction. Worked with Irvin Construction. And you remember Irvin, all the houses built down on South Boulevard, John Crawls and Irvin Construction was
Montclair, Starmount.
Yeah, every one of them. You got it. But anyway, worked with Ben Lanier, and we would go out, and they put me with him, said, you go learn what Ben has to teach. I said, okay. We would pull down the street with nothing but woods, pine trees, whatever, in a subdivision that had no houses in it yet, and we laid out the houses.
Yeah.
And that was fun. Set batter board. We'd take it to batter boards, then we walk away. Once the batter board's up, we've set the house on the lot, That was fun. But that was before technology came into the picture.
That's right.
Golly, what y'all have now is like, wow.
Totally different game from what you had.
Oh, wow.
And that's kind of why I got in the game. I started, well, first of all, surveying's outside, right?
It is, yeah.
And I had where I was living
if
at the time.
If it rains, you get wet.
Yeah, that's right. and I enjoyed the outdoors. I'm an outdoorsman. And so went back and I knew a surveyor. We talked to him a little bit and started back from the bottom and went through, got a 2-year degree in engineering and land surveying at a technical school.
And I've told a lot of kids that. And I'm sorry to pause you here now, but I'm grabbing the facts as we go.
Sure.
I was telling you during the break, I was at East Mecklenburg the other day. Thursday, we had a trades career day, went well, addressed a lot of kids. And I talked to them. I've made a practice now of talking more to the kids and just walking around observing. But in one little redheaded lady there, young student, she was just sitting there very attentive, listening to me talk, which I do a lot of. And then I asked her, I says, good morning, young lady. I says, what grade you in? She said, the 11th. I think it was 11th, maybe 12th. It doesn't really matter. But I said, do you have an idea of what you're going to do when you graduate from high school? She said, I'm going to go to college. I said, oh, good. What for? And she said, I want to be a welder. I said, whoa, back up. You don't need to go to college to be a welder. Now you can go to college to learn how to be about metallurgy, and what is involved. Like CPCC has got a great, phenomenal welding course down there at the Harper campus. I said, you can go there. You don't need, and that's a college, but it's a community college, but you don't need a degree. You just need to love to weld. And on that note, Drew over here, Drew DellaMea, you're welding.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
24.
Where are you from?
I grew up in Charlotte.
Which house? Where'd you graduate?
I followed in his footsteps, went to Catholic.
So you went to Catholic too?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you graduated from high school, what'd you do?
I went to college for a year. I went did a semester at Charleston Southern. Didn't do too hot. Decided I was going to go move to Columbia. Went to the community college there. COVID happened, and I was at the point where I was ready to start making money, do something else.
The heck with education.
Yeah.
Well, what got you into welding? I mean, did you have any interest in it in high school or anything?
Not at first. It was kind of so. I as soon as I dropped out of college, I went
Well, what were you going to college for?
Wildlife biology.
What put you there?
Just growing up outdoors, had a family who hunts all the time, and have a cousin who has a degree in it.
Right.
And just kind of seeing what he did for work. He worked with DNR and works for Ducks Unlimited now.
Oh, sure.
So it was
So he
it was
applied
always
it.
cool seeing like what he did.
Right.
And I always loved being outdoors, and that's what he wears.
Andrew Cole, Song Dog Wildlife. He went to get a degree in wildlife and natural conservation and all that. And to this day, he's still out. I mean, he hunts. It's amazing how he's carried that. He can talk animal with you. He'll sit here in the studio and talk, be a squirrel, be a this, be a that. You know, he'll talk. You know, I said, do you talk to animals? He said, every chance I get. But anyway, okay, so you got COVID hit, blew up.
Yeah. Went online, I was tired of just sitting in my room staring at a computer all day. Just say,
And what you just said, I'm getting tired of sitting in my room and doing nothing all day. If you only knew how many men in this country right now do that. With the labor shortage and the trades needing people. Now, that's all well and good, but what you get, and if I accomplish my goal at the end of this day, my directive is to prove the fact that if you're happy at what you do and you love what you do, not only will you be successful, but you'll be productive part of humanity, and you'll always have a job. And always have something to give back. Always. And when you finish your craft, you can give it back the same way I give it back, through teaching, because these kids do not know anything about the trades. And I know this because I talk to them. So this show hopefully will help somebody out there listen in the way of a parent or a grandparent and hear what we're saying. Not me, these men I have in the studio. Back to you a second, Chris. Do you like surveying?
Love it. It's not a job.
You love it.
It's not a job.
And that's what I tell these kids every day. Find something you love to do. And I know most of you've heard this. Were you ever told that, Nicholas?
Oh, yeah.
Find something you love to do and do it.
My dad used to tell me, find something you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And at the end of the day, you can sit back and look and say, wow, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You did something, right?
That's absolutely.
Back to Drew. Now, so you on the computer getting tired, so what happened? What woke you up? What slapped you?
I don't know. I just woke up one day. I think slept in, missed like 2 classes. I went up to my dad. I was like, I'll try to finish the semester out, but I'm gonna start working after this. And I worked with him for a little bit, surveying, just kind of.
Well, that's a great experience, though.
Yeah, it was good. Kind of starting to realize this might not be my thing. I mean, don't hate it, don't love it. Then I went to go work for a small construction company in Charlotte. Did that for about a year and a half, and then had a buddy. He moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, and he called me one day. Said, what do you think about moving up here and working on cell phone towers with me? Never done it. Never lived out of state. Never really been out of state too much. And then a month, packed up everything, moved up there with him. And next thing I know, I'm working 200-300 feet in the air, and I was scared of heights at the time.
Well, how'd that work out?
It worked out great. Met a lot of people.
But you beat the fear.
Yeah.
You beat the fear. That right there is another factor with our children today, is the fear they have. It actually drives me crazy when I get with a group of kids because they're afraid to talk. They're afraid to look at you. They're afraid of the contact on kind of any level because they're afraid of peer pressure, what they look like, what they sound like, what if I sound stupid? And it's very prevalent in our youth today. Would y'all agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, and it drives me crazy. And the only way you learn is through failing. The only way. And if you keep your mouth shut, you're never going to learn anything. So therefore, it reflects back to what I tell kids over and over and over again. The most important thing you do in life, I don't care what you do or how far you go with what you do. The most important thing we do every day, I'm doing it right now. What is it? Is communicate. And if you learn to communicate well, you'll be a success in whatever you go after. And that's a fact, Jack. And it's just the way it is. Now, so you got on towers.
Yes, sir.
That you don't weld on towers,
No,
or
that
did
was,
you?
No, that was welding wasn't even in my mind at that point. It was just
But that was a great experience. Though.
yeah, it was a good time. That's when I started traveling for work a lot. I mean,
So you're still in your early 20s at that time because you're on 24?
Yeah, I moved up there right before I turned 20.
There you go. Perfect.
And then
Awesome.
I was up there until about 22. Then just started getting bored of it. And then it was kind of like TikTok was a big thing. Welding stuff just started popping up. And then I had an uncle who's kind of in that industry a little bit. So he kind of gave me some advice to kind of go into that. So packed up everything, moved to Charleston, went to go work in a shipyard, just kind of doing little stuff like that. And
that was great.
Yeah, it was a good time, kind of, a little stepping stone into welding. Completely different than anything I've ever done. And then, it's expensive to live down there. So I ended up moving back to Charlotte, going back to the construction company. I was a project manager. That's when I learned I could not do a desk job. I was doing emails and phone calls most of the time and starting to drive me crazy. And then I told them, love the job. Thank you for all the advice and everything you've taught me in this, but I'm going to go back to welding. That's kind of when I started learning about like traveling welding, just kind of being a contract. You make your own schedule, man. Just kind of work when you want to. You can say no or yes to a job. So, I mean, you could work with one company 1 week and then 2 weeks later you're over there 2 states away with another company.
You exemplify everything I've told the students about welding. You can cut. Now, what do you like to weld?
So I do all like pipe welding. So I do
pipe fitting.
That's one thing I want to learn. I try to when I'm on a job. I'll work with our fitters and stuff.
Right.
Just trying to learn everything I can because I mean.
Well, you're young yet. You got a lot to learn.
Most people want to weld. No one really wants to fit it. So that's definitely I need more fitters and welders right now.
Yep.
So I try to learn as much as I can.
Well, you will. Well, you're learning. You're
yeah.
going to college, whether you know it or not. See, what you're doing, you're going to college. You're just going to it hands-on every day. John goes to college. Nicholas goes to college. I had a superintendent of public schools walk up to me and told me that I had a PhD in the field that I'm in. And I said, could you tell me what that is? He says, no, but whatever it is, you got a PhD, son. And you learn it the hard way. Actually, I learned it the real way, the same way you're learning it. Same way Nicholas learned it. Same way John learned it. Same way he learned it. Your father learned it. How many brothers and sisters you got?
I got a younger brother and younger sister.
What's your younger brother doing?
He's going to school to be an EMT, possibly firefighter. He's still trying to decide that.
Public service. Cool. That's awesome. What about your sister? She's young. Don't figure it out yet.
She's in high school. Just
yeah. I love the answer. What you going to do when you get out of high school? They say, I don't know. I said, that's good. Because, I don't know is a good way to be. And you jumped around. So you went to school, didn't like it.
Yeah.
Told your dad, luckily you had a father that supported you and said, son, whatever you do, I'm sure, I don't know that he said that, but he's sitting right there.
He always had my back. He'd always tell me there's no point in doing something if you're not happy doing it.
So you're welding. You like it?
I love it. It's a great time. Long hours and hard work some days. Some days it's easier, but
you get paid well.
Get paid great.
And that's one thing I tell kids too. Welders are like, they're shortfall of welders like crazy right now. Of course, there is in every trade. And one on a quick note, where's the clock? I want to say this before we get. I don't know if anybody's noticed the traffic this week and the stoppages in construction this week. But if we didn't learn something or aren't learning something about how critical what I talk about every week is, then you're not paying attention and you're not really awake. Am I right or wrong, guys?
Absolutely. Shut down.
Shut down. Why? Because Americans won't work. That's the big reason. Like it? Not, I don't give a crap. Americans don't want to work in the construction trades, apparently. But I got a better claim. It isn't that they don't want to, they don't know how to, because the school and the education system in this country does not put tools in kids' hands in the education system. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do about it? Well, I'm a man of my word. I get ridiculed for my passion and my drive to serve better, to be better at communicating. No, I'm tired of trying to make everybody happy and talk to them nicely. I'm going to talk to you bluntly, but I'm going to be nice doing it with love and sincerity. And if you can't handle the truth, well, that's on you, not me. But we've got a lot of work to do. When you talk to middle school kids, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, you talk to 1,000 of them, and 95% of them, and I'm being generous there, don't even know what the trades are, don't know what an apprentice is, but yet we in the industry are touting apprenticeships when we're not even teaching our kids what the word means. We're putting the cart before the horse, folks. We're driving more education around, more money around apprenticeships. Don't you think we need to introduce the tools to them, the trades to them, teach them what the trades are? I was so proud to hear a kid said, I think I'm going to go blue collar. Yeah, we need to speak more. I'd like to see a trade school called the Blue School, a trade school. There is one, Aspire Trade High School up in Huntersville. The Rock, they competed yesterday. We got a lot of work to do with our kids. Mental health. Do you think this has anything to do with mental health? What do you think, John?
Yeah, I mean, I would say to
Talk
a
to them.
degree,
Get close.
I would absolutely say, yeah, to a degree it has to as well. I mean, the right now, and I think in schools and things, like, kids are pretty restricted and funneled, and that doesn't necessarily give them these like outlets, and sometimes they don't know to look for them either, because that was something I struggled with when I was in high school. I grew up in a construction family. I've been around it my whole life, and I wanted to
Where you
try
from?
I was originally born in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and then we moved down here in 2006.
Okay. I got to take a break, but I'm going to come back. We're going to talk to you, John, when we get back. Listen up, folks. What we're talking about is kids, our students. Tomorrow, your repair people, your technicians, your remodelers, and stupid has become a serious disease. And it's not anybody's fault but our education system, not the kids. It's hard not to keep it straight sometimes, I'm telling you, but we're going to do it. Come on back. More About Your House coming your way. Good stuff.
Find out more about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
There's big news in the Carolinas. Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances is now Queen City Home Store. For over 70 years, we've been your trusted retailer for appliances, electronics, and more. Now, we're taking it to the next level with a new name, a fresh look, and more ways to serve you, offering the same outstanding service you've always counted on, while bringing you everything you need for your home. Queen City Home Store. Same great service, more possibilities. Visit us at queencityonline.com.
The professionals at Kilo Exterminating Company have over 70 years of experience in pest control. Throughout the years, they always pride themselves on maintaining the highest standard of quality and customer service, with every technician being state certified. And moisture readings are standard with every inspection. Their top priority is ensuring your home is free from pests such as ants, mosquitoes, termites, and any other pests wreaking havoc on your home. That's Kilo Exterminating at 704-333-9855 or online, kilo.biz. That's 704-333-9855.
Are your doors sticking? Well, that could be a sign, your first sign that you got foundation issues. Yep. Go around the house and see. Well, if you can, if it's a brick structure, it will be cracked. If you've got cracks, you've got a foundation issue. And they're severe to moderate to bad. Call Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions. They'll teach you all about it. And if you don't need something, they're not coming out there to sell you, right? They're coming out there to educate you on what your situation might be. And they can handle any foundation problem you have, be it basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, concrete lifting, slabs uneven. They can use pressure grouting and fix the slab, bring it back up to a level situation. Crawl space repair, whatever the foundation requires, be it rotten floor joists, seals, beams, drop seals, whatever the case may be, they can handle it. So that's Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions. They are a North Carolina, South Carolina general contractor. 704-765-0180 or online, rhinoliftfoundations.com.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back. And our normal guest, Uncle Red himself, is on the phone. So let's see what he has to add to the conversation. Good morning, sir. How are you this fine, beautiful, muggy day? I know. I told him that during the break. It is. Yeah. Right. I know you're older than dirt. Right. Right. Yeah. Starmount, Montclair, yeah, all them. Yeah, it was. That Kmart down there, that Kmart, when they built that Kmart, said, who goes down there? Now, look, that, gee. Oh, yeah, I remember. That's how I learned. You're bouncing. I'm losing you. People pay you to worry for them. Got it.
Big companies say you can work, but the welder is only as good. I don't care if he takes a test. If he takes a test, he's got to be taking a test every time he makes a weld. Because he's the guy looking through the glass in the hood. I can't stand there and look at every weld.
Right.
But
Well, thank you, sir.
that much clear.
Right.
But I'm going to keep this and I'm going to get back off the phone and then I can listen to you again.
All right, dude. Thank you. We'll talk. Bye. And there's Uncle Red. And to his point, and I can say this to each and every one of you guys, and this is what children don't realize. Some adults don't realize it. The freedom, the sense of empowerment that you have with these abilities that we all have, we've just got to tap into. And that's the problem. We're not tapping into our kids' geniuses. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And if we do that, the freedom you give your child that can fix stuff, and the benefits go way, way further than you could ever imagine. And I could pick on Nicholas and John both here because of your youth in it. But people call on you, and I don't know this, but I'll bet on it. They call on you every time they got an issue. You get phone calls from relatives, from friends, from people that know you because you can fix stuff. Am I right or wrong?
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time.
I got to share my week because I had a busy, busy week. Probably the busiest physical labor week I've had in years because I'm backed up. Okay. Monday morning, I got up. 74-year-old man that I am, got up and went and took a vent hood down, put another one back up by myself, left there, went about 15 miles, drove about maybe 15. Took a single oven out, modified the cabinet, put a double oven back in, and did that. Tuesday morning, I woke up, got up and rode across town back to where 3 miles from where I was yesterday afternoon. Put a vent hood in, brand new remodeled kitchen on a rock backsplash, rock being granite or some composite, and thank God for hammer drills. And put that vent hood up, ducted it to the outside through the roof. Yep, climbed up on the roof, put a hole in the roof, put the roof damper on, did that. Wednesday morning, I got up, took a little breather till around 11:30, went up to Huntersville, took a toe kick ductwork out from another remodeled kitchen, patched the floor up, then put another hole in under the cabinet for a toe kick. Now, the moral to the story, I was a happy boy come Wednesday evening because I look back over the past 3 days, I made $2,000 in 3 days, essentially by myself. Now, am I bragging? No, not at all. I'm proud. Don't you feel that freedom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. A sense of accomplishment too, of getting something done. Meaningful.
Yeah, and you can sit back and say, wow. And when the homeowner looks at it and I put down hardboard, I put down moving quilts, I put down a piece of plywood over the cooktop or range, all these little things that I do that I've learned to do through the years, people appreciate it and they'll pay you good money. But why aren't we teaching our kids those work ethics, the simple down and dirty laws of the land like tape measure reading, critical thinking? What's the most important tool you're going to start with every morning? They look at you and say, the hammer? No, tape measure and a pencil. Could you work without them?
Not a day.
Never. Why do we teach our kids that? We don't. We'll teach them how to do something that they'll never use. Don't make sense to me. Come back. Let's talk about it. You want to? On About Your House. Hour number 2 is coming up. We got a lot more to talk about. We ain't talked to John yet. We got to talk to John, find out more about him and more about all of them and what they do. Really, I mean, what they do. And especially I want to talk to the remodelers hard and heavy. although welding's fun too. See, all these crafts and trades, all we've got to do is expose our kids to them. It's real simple. They'll love it. All you got to do, they're toys, man. Tools are toys, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And I like the good toys,
The
the red or the yellow ones. What do you prefer?
Milwaukee.
Cool. Although Ryan yesterday wouldn't agree with you, the DeWalt man.
Until his DeWalt breaks, that's what happened to mine.
Yeah, they all break. All right, we're going to take a break here. On top of the hour break, we'll be back with more about your house heard on Fox Sports Charlotte. We'll be back.
Grab another cup of coffee and join us for hour 2. Chris DellaMea, a land surveyor at GPA, Drew DellaMea, a self-employed welding contractor, and Nicholas Lamb and John Dunn of Spain Construction Crew continue their conversation with Ray. They'll be continuing to tell their stories, and they'll also be talking about the trades in general. About Your House is brought to you in part by PutToolsInSchools.org, connecting students to tools of the trades and raising awareness of the many career pathways. About Your House is also brought to you in part by Queen City Home Store. Queen City Home Store is a family-owned store serving the Carolinas for over 70 years, and they're the largest independent appliance retailer in the Carolinas. They're constantly growing and changing and taking pride in the experience that they offer customers with a knowledgeable sales staff, product selection, and lowest price guarantee. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some time with us. And now, here's your host, Ray Terry.
All right, welcome back. Got a full house today. Might be the last show we do for Beasley. Might be, might not be. We don't know. We just go with the flow here. We're professionals. We can bend and mold and meld and bob, weave. We get through it. All right, let me talk a little bit about coming into this second hour about what I did yesterday, what I was asked to do, and how proud I am to be able to go do it. First of all, let me tell you who's here. I got Chris DellaMea. I got his son, Drew DellaMea, welder, and Chris being a surveyor. John Dunn, a remodeling guy. Yeah, because I don't know what to call him, because in remodeling you do a lot of stuff. We'll talk to him too. And I got Nicholas Lamb in the house too, working for Spain Construction. Spain Construction is a a remodeling firm here in town that I've known for many, many, many years. Matter of fact, I knew Jack. Jack was the grandfather, Mr. Spain. That's how they got the name. Anyway, and that's Don's wife, father. Correct?
Yes.
See, I got my family queued all up. All right, I want to talk about what we did yesterday. I was talking to Sarah Brigham, who is the Workforce Development Director for ABC of the Carolinas, Association of Building Contractors, a big association within the industry here in Charlotte. And she is the Workforce Development Director. And I attended the second annual shed building competition yesterday over at Fessler Bowman, a commercial contractor here in town. And great. Sarah did a fantastic job. There were 4 schools there yesterday. 5 schools originally were going to play and compete, but one backed out yesterday due to labor situations in Charlotte and various other stuff. You figure it out. Anyway, they didn't show up. Palisades stayed home. But Olympic High School, A.L. Brown High School from Kannapolis, Independence High School, and The Rock all competed. They built a 6x6 little shed, little door on it, 2 windows, plywood siding. It was absolutely wonderful morning. They started around 7 o'clock. They've got 4 coaches from the sponsors. They work directly with contractors, and they're high school kids. And they competed building these sheds within a said period of time between 7 in the morning, 7:30, might have been 8 o'clock. I wasn't there when they started. How's that? I was on the phone talking to people. I was doing what I do a lot. But anyway, I got there around 10:30, 11 o'clock and joined in the festivities. And I was asked to be a judge, which I judged with Mr. Courtney from Messer Construction, and honored to do so. And at the end of the day, the winner is Independence High School by 1 point. And we didn't know the point spreads when we judged them. We just went to each one and judged them. And at the end of the show, we did the math, and there was a 1 point separation between A.L. Brown, second place, and Independence High School. But here's where I want to go with this. Sarah Brigham, I give you great kudos on what you did. And we need to do this every year. And we need to encourage high schools like East Mecklenburg. We Put Tools in Schools did a trades career day over there this past Thursday. Miss Elizabeth, golly, her name just slipped me, the CDC over there, Betsy, she's a super lady, and we've been over there 4 or 5 times over the past, since 2018, we've been there 4 or 5 times. I can't remember exactly how many, but at any rate, these are trade career days where we show up, and we being industry representatives from, be it a survey company, that S&N Infrastructure was there the other day. Brian Morehouse, thank you for showing up. Cliff Peoria from Lixel showed up. Cale Hallman from McGee Brothers. The Marine Corps were there, and I was there. We can certainly do better than that. I remember when Spain brought the team over there to East Mecklenburg way back about 4 years ago, before COVID, and built some things with the kids. It was a fantastic day. Also, Spain participated over at Butler High School, did another. I mean, it was great. Put tools in the hands. They built cornhole boards.
Yep.
A great involvement. But these trades career days are very beneficial. They wake a lot of kids up to the possibilities of other career pathways that otherwise they're not going to know about. And we can do, Sarah, with this event, the shed building competition, this is a way that we can literally put tools in schools. With Milwaukee, with DeWalt, with all the support that's in this city and all the resources in this city. And I pose a big question to our community. Why can't we make that happen? Why can't we encourage these high schools to develop some basic carpentry classes and get sponsors to move in and support these high schools with relationships and get these crafts and trades in these kids' sight, in the vision, into their possibility realm? How about putting it on the menu of life? We can do this. It doesn't have to be difficult. But like I said, they don't know what they don't know. And yesterday's shed building competition was fantastic. If we can get next year, there were 4 yesterday. There can be 7 to 8 next year. And speaking of which, Aspire Trade High School wants to join in next year. And I'm going to work on East. And there's other high schools out there that possibly we can develop a basic carpentry class. And, just a possibility. But thank you, Sarah. Thank you, ABC of the Carolinas. If you're interested in supporting one of these schools, reach out to Sarah at abccarolinas.org. That's abccarolinas, plural, .org. Reach out to her and see if one's available to purchase. They're free to do with them what they want. And the sponsors that sponsored this, you can go on Facebook possibly tomorrow and see the post around it. I haven't done it yet because I've got some work to do on them. But it was a great day. That's a shed building competition. ABC of the Carolinas put it all together. Sarah did a great job. I look forward to it next year. And it's something we as an industry of this here county with CMS. And here's the goal. Put tools in schools. That's the goal. It's that simple. We want to collaborate with other associations within the industry to get into these schools. What a great way to do it. I mean, this is perfect. If we can get sponsors, not if, when we get sponsors to go in each high school and go in there and mentor and represent the trades through shed building competitions, doesn't that sound like a good idea?
Absolutely.
And then if we do this, that's another way of enlightening, raising the awareness to the many construction pathways that are available to these kids. And there you go. Shed building competition. ABC of the Carolinas. Great job, Sarah. Thank you. And I'll do everything I can do this year to help possibly line up some more high schools for next year. Rocky River High School, Independence 1. Yay. And I big kudos to Keith Olson. Keith Olson, and you've heard his name on the show many times. I had 4 students in the studio, just like you guys, one Saturday, and they were all Keith Olson students. And every one of them had a job right out of high school into the trades. Every one of them. And they love Mr. Olson, and I understand why. He was a proud puppy yesterday when he won that competition. Good to see him. Congratulations to the kids that won. There's 6 members on each team, and there are 4 adult mentors that work with them, because in the world of construction, kids can't, at a young age, less than 18, aren't allowed to use various tools. Ain't that a crock? Nobody ever told you not to grab a skill saw, did they?
No, sir.
Nick, but you grabbed it anyway, right?
Yes, sir.
It was there. That's what it's used for. Anyway. All right, John.
Yes, sir.
Where you from? New York?
I was born in New York and grew up there.
You went to high school in New York?
No, sir. I went to high school down here. I've been down here since 2006.
So, and how old are you?
28.
You're 28?
Yes, sir.
So you've been 2006. What'd you do? How'd you get to Charlotte?
So my father is a career contractor, started as a union carpenter.
Cool.
Up in New York. And then we ended up, before I was born, they moved to rural New York in the tri-state corner. And from there, he started to move into custom home building. And so, it was a lot of work. He was setting himself up. He would build out the entire house, finish the exterior, hopefully right on time for that September, October timeline. And then winter hits, move inside and start finishing out the inside. But, the reality for him was that he got to a point where 4 or 5 months out of the year, if he wanted to start working at 6:30, he had to get up at 4 o'clock so he could snow blow our 175-foot driveway, just so he could get out, because the plows didn't come up our driveway or anything. They just came up our roads.
So you were in that New York snowbound territory?
Very much so. Yep.
Cool. Yuck.
And that's why we moved down here, because my father being in construction.
I've heard that a lot in my life. Why you brought you down here? Snow. Bad weather, cold weather, brutal weather. Yeah, upstate New York can be brutal.
It's like having a job on top of your job.
So you moved in. How many brothers, sisters you got?
I got 2 brothers I'm the youngest of three, and we're all pretty spread out. My older brother is 11 years older, and then my oldest brother is 16 years older than me. So I kind of always jokingly said that I grew up as an only child with brothers because they were both out of the house by the time I was running around knowing what I was doing.
I got you. You're the baby.
Yep.
I hear you. So you got down to Charlotte, and then what happened? You went to school. What school did you go?
I went through Sandy Ridge, Marvin Ridge.
Union County.
Correct. Yes, sir. Down in Waxhaw.
So 28173.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And what'd you get out of high school?
What did I get out of high school?
Yeah.
Not
Fair
a whole
question.
lot. I mean, some friends, some understanding, and a lot of pushes toward education.
No, really? They do that down there too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a dog. How about that?
that was one of my
college. You going to college? What for? Not sure. Then why are you going? Well, to get a degree. What for? I don't know. Then why are you going? Right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Am I the stupid one?
No, I don't think
Am
so.
I crazy? But I don't get it. Wake up. Keep talking.
Yeah, so I mean that was my biggest struggle in high school because I grew up, I remember being on job sites as early as like 3 and 4 years old. I remember my dad carrying me up on roofs, and he'd set me on the peak, and he would be roofing one side, my older brother would be roofing the other. And there'd be bundles of shingles all across the peak, and I'd be butt scooting my way across the peak, passing shingles down the roof to them. And as a little kid, what was fun for me was to go to work with my dad.
That's awesome. Love to hear that. That is so fantastic. So you did.
So I did. And
then when you graduated from high school, what happened?
Well, I did the
this
thing.
This is when the story starts.
Exactly.
And the saga continues.
So, yeah, I went to college because I was told to. And that's what everybody else was doing. I guess I didn't necessarily want to.
The thing to do in America, get out of high school, I'm going to college, going to get a degree. Going to get a degree in what? Go ahead. Keep. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
I just over and over. I hear this over and over again.
Yeah,
it's like a bad dream.
I had no idea what kind of degree or what I wanted to study. I had no idea. I was just really going because
what school did you go to?
I went to App State.
Okay, cool.
So,
had fun.
Had a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah,
almost too much fun.
When people say App State, fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time, and I met a lot of people, and I made a lot of memories and things that I wouldn't give up. But at the same time, I do look back and feel a bit like that was wasted time because I think I knew by the time I got there.
I'm glad to hear that because one of the defensive arguments I get from parents is, but they learn social life and they learn this and they learn that. I'm saying, oh, you're going to play that card. Like they're not going to learn that. I bet Nick learns it on the job.
Oh, every day.
It's called OJT, on site, right?
Yeah, interacting with clients.
Yeah.
Talking to John every day, discussing.
And talking about social.
Yeah.
How about professional? You don't learn that in college.
That's for sure.
But, hey, we're going to continue when we get back because we got to take a break. We're going to take a break. You're listening to About Your House. House is full today with trades, working with your hands, your mind, critical thinking. Yeah, I love it. Figuring stuff out. Come on back. We'll figure you out. We'll listen up.
More about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Go outside and take a look at your home. Are the gutters doing their job? The number one enemy to your home is water. Most homes are built with small, inadequate gutters and small downspouts. ABS Insulating has a division of the company that does nothing but gutter services. All gutter services: cleaning, maintaining, repair, new downspouts, replacement, and new gutters with many types available. They're a leader when it comes to gutter protection. Call ABS Insulating today, 704-821-4343 or absinsulating.com.
There's big news in the Carolinas. Queen City Audio, Video, and Appliances is now Queen City Home Store. For over 70 years, we've been your trusted retailer for appliances, electronics, and more. Now, we're taking it to the next level with a new name, a fresh look, and more ways to serve you, offering the same outstanding service you've always counted on, while bringing you everything you need for your home. Queen City Home Store. Same great service, more possibilities. Visit us at queencityonline.com.
The professionals at Kilo Exterminating Company have over 70 years of experience in pest control. Throughout the years, they always pride themselves on maintaining the highest standard of quality and customer service, with every technician being state certified. And moisture readings are standard with every inspection. Their top priority is ensuring your home is free from pests such as ants, mosquitoes, termites, and any other pests wreaking havoc on your home. That's Kilo Exterminating at 704-333-9855 or online, kilo.biz. That's 704-333-9855.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
Every house has them. That's floors. You're looking for new floors, don't know which direction to go in? Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte's got you covered. They'll bring the showroom to you, whether it's hardwood, laminate, LVP, carpet, hey, you name it, tile, whatever you want, they can provide. You're not sure what you want, what colors you want, give them a call. Call and set up an appointment. Go online, just Google-ate them. That's right, Google-ate them. Like that word? Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte. Whether you're in Pineville, Stallings, Belmont, Cornelius, Davidson, it doesn't matter where you're at. They can come to you with all you need. If you're undecided, they'll help you. Like I said, they bring the showroom to you. That's Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte, 704-845-3567, or Google it. Google them. That's Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte. All right. Welcome back. Talking to John Dunn with Spain Construction, a remodeling. What would you call Spain?
A remodeling firm.
A remodeling company. They're not they're a construction company, but primarily focused on remodeling.
Yes, sir. I mean, we have the capacity and capability to, I think, take on anything from remodeling, renovation, remediation to new construction.
Right. Y'all. Oh, no question about it. Matter of fact, you take a good remodeling firm and you work for Revision.
I did, yes, sir.
You know, you learned a lot with that company as well, because are they design build?
Yes, sir.
I thought so. Brad Yates, right? Brad, is that right?
I think it's Little.
Brad Little, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, that's why I ask you. You're right. I'm wrong. There's a reason I said that, but it's affiliated with another earlier remodeler that was upstate New York, and Brad was franchised with them originally.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name, but it doesn't matter. But did you learn a lot with Revision?
I did.
What brought you to Spain? Just curious.
So
pull the mic closer to you.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. I'm technically self-employed.
You're a subcontractor.
I am.
Okay.
I'm a subcontractor for
That's
him.
fine. That's
and
fine.
so I started calling around because I was working for somewhere to fill in the gaps.
Sure.
And I started calling around. I was like, I can't work for this person anymore. And so I won't give you the name of his.
No, that's
company.
fine.
But I was like, I can't work for this person anymore, so I'm going to start calling around. I called probably 20 companies in one day, and Don had called me back, and he was like, "Let's meet at this job. We'll walk through the job," and we really hit it off, and
It's a great company.
started working through them.
Don's a great guy.
He is.
So is
Fantastic
Anthony.
guy.
I mean, it's a great company. They remodeled a bathroom over in Foxcroft that I recommended them for, and they went through two other companies as well. Just in the qualification process. In Spain, got the job. Did a great job as I knew they would. Matter of fact, I need to tell that story. I was called over there to just be an agent, so to speak, with an opinion. And I went into this bathroom, and these stupid company or somebody came in there, didn't tell them to move anything. They went in there and just started demoing it. Yeah, made a complete disaster and a mess in this bathroom, demoing it. And they didn't tell the homeowner. They didn't shed anything. They didn't tin anything. They didn't do any provision. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in there and said, cease and desist immediately. Get rid of this company immediately. Stop. Don't go any further. They screwed that up. They screwed this up, and they don't know what they're doing. It's very apparent. So they did. That's when I got Spain involved. And they came in there and within a couple weeks and remodeled the bathroom, did a great job. And the customer was very pleased, obviously. So, but so you're back to John here.
Yep.
So you came down to Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
And what'd you do?
So once I got back here,
you went to high school here.
Yep, correct. So I went to high school here
Down
and
in
then
Union County.
Yep, and then I left to go to App State for a year.
Right.
Did my time and came back.
A year?
Yep.
Is that all it took?
That's all it, that's all they give me.
Right.
They said, I wasn't always a school person. School was always kind of easy for me in a way that
Why'd you go?
Again, because
that's the thing to do.
Yeah, it's the thing to do.
Yeah, status quo, baby.
Well, especially down in Waxhaw, Marvin, where I grew up, the percentage of people not going to school was probably like less than 5% of my graduating class, and maybe they weren't necessarily the people I really want to be hanging around either.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I got two youngsters here. Now you were homeschooled. You were public school. Okay. They have made the trades lesser than, looked down upon,
diminished. Yep.
You're not worthy academically. Haven't they done that? And that right there is something that we need to change because it's not true. Drew, y'all share that one. We're going to share this one. Drew, you make good money?
I make great money.
Do you hear him? He makes great money. Great money. And, and you went to college and said, to heck with it, right? But you're happy now, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you weren't happy going after something you didn't even know you were going after.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing to the kids. Now, you, John, you went to school for a year. What'd you go to school for?
The intention was to go to school for business, but going to a 4-year university in my first year, I didn't really even get an opportunity to be exposed to any of the education that I was after there. It was all general stuff, English classes, math stuff.
But you paid for it.
Oh, yeah, paid for it. Yeah, for sure.
Right. But you got out, and then what?
Well, I came back to Charlotte and was trying to figure it out. And my father came to me and he said, I've always been in business for myself. I've been wanting to start another business. I got some money. You got some time. You'll, let's figure out and work it out. And why don't you see what you can set up? And so at 19, I put together and incorporated a kitchen and bath remodeling company, became a cabinet dealer, and built out a showroom in about 6 months.
Wow.
And
where'd you do that at?
Down here in Fort Mill.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So we started that company, Advanced Kitchen and Bath Design. And
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Here you are, basically flunked out of App State.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, I pegged it. And So, and that's cool. No problem there at all. I can dig it. And then your father, God bless him, walks up to you and says, "Let's open a business." Now, and you've got a background in construction because you grew up with him and you helped him a lot.
Started working for him when I was 12 years old. That was the first summer that I worked the full summer, 40 hours a week, every week, no
Right.
breaks, plus or minus, if we went on a trip or something. But
Sure.
started at 12 years old, and that was a consistency through graduation. I worked this summer before I left for college, and that way I had a couple dollars in my pocket and was able to kind of set myself up and be a little more independent when I did get to college. And yeah, so based on that experience and then my time with him, that was kind of how I was able to start putting things together. And then thankfully, with his guidance and mentorship as well, I was able to get a
Right.
better understanding. And
Coming up through the ranks with your father, was there a particular craft that he kind of gravitated to? Like, I love remodeling. I was a kitchen and bath dealer, by the way. I had a line of cabinets as well, and I also had a cabinet shop. Somewhere there in the 80s, I had a cabinet shop that we built cabinets. Not to what I would build today, but we built them back then according to what we were building back then. But so you went into the kitchen and bath business.
yes, sir. So down when we got down here, he stepped back from custom home building and he found a niche working down in Indian Land, South Carolina, doing basically exterior remodels and additions. We were doing screen porches, patio covers, 3-season rooms, 4-season rooms,
Sure.
add-ons. We through a family friend got the opportunity to start getting work in Sun City, Carolina Lakes down there.
Oh yeah,
And
crazy place.
within about 3 or 4 years, we pretty much had booted every other contractor out of that neighborhood. And if they weren't, pretty much what our customers were saying is, if you're not getting a porch done by us, you shouldn't be getting a porch done. And that neighborhood especially is kind of like high school, so word spreads quick. Word
Sure.
of mouth.
That's a
is the
great
advertising.
community to be in.
Absolutely.
No question.
They've been blessed. That was in 2009 that we started in there, and 16 years later, they're still running between 4 to 5 jobs all year, open projects, bouncing around, and 4 to 5 jobs at a time. So probably still pumping out between 18 to 20 projects in the neighborhood a year. It's been real good to us. And then with the way that they've built everything out with the retirement communities down there, some of the people that live in Sun City decided, hey, that new one that they just built a couple miles down the road, those houses are a little bit nicer. My house is worth more money now. Why don't I go ahead and move? And then they got a new house that doesn't have the porch or 3-season room they love. So they call us back, and then we do it again. And we've done that 3 or 4 times with a good handful of customers.
So you're working with your father still?
Not to this day, but just a little bit. Because he still has the kitchen and bath remodeling company, he's still running and operating that.
Mhm.
So basically what he'll have me do is I work kind of as a consultant for him nights and weekends sometimes, coming in doing kitchen designs, because I was the one that procured our 2020 kitchen design software.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And so when I was working with him for the 4 years that I was employed with him, I was functioning as kind of owner operator of that advanced kitchen and bath design. But I was doing anything from sales to design to demo to literally every step of the process. And that taught me a lot. I spent a lot of time sitting in front of the computer working on estimates, doing kitchen designs, designing kitchens for people, putting together sales presentations, and trying to make that aspect of things happen. And also trying to find my pain points with my customers so I could make sure that I could show them how whatever we were doing would, make their life better. And it would not only be a home improvement, but a life improvement.
Sure.
And so, a lot of that stuff. And we got started, and it really took off. We got really lucky, was able to leverage his name and his experience and everything. And we started cooking real quick, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
You said was.
Yep. So unfortunately, as working with family goes, sometimes conflicting personalities, heads butt, and then you add stress and world pandemics into it, and you start getting to a point where you got to choose between what you're doing to make money and your family, and family should always come first. So at that point, I think I was 23. I decided to.
So COVID played a role.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that it was a myriad of things. I mean, we had a whole bunch of different things all happening at once. Some family personal situations, we had some work situations, we had the entire world falling apart and
Yep.
everybody not knowing what's going on.
Still hooked on it. Yeah.
And so at that point it kind of just became clear to everybody that, hey, might be better if we go our separate ways for now. The other thing too is I always looked at it, and I love my father. He's worked really, really hard, but I don't necessarily want the life that he has per se. And if you only know the one way to do things, you only do things one way. So I figured, I'm young, I might as well take the time that I have and go out and see how other people do things, see what kind of education I can get. And then maybe in time, if it makes sense, then I circle back and bring it to the family. And hopefully it can be a rising tide raises all boats.
Well, how'd you get with Spain?
So that starts actually. So right after I left my working with my family, I started, I got a sales job because I was like, I want to do something other than construction.
Mm-hmm.
And I lasted about a week and a half. And I said, I hate this more than anything I've ever done. I don't want to pick up the phone and call anybody.
Cold calling.
Cold
Yeah,
calling. Nope.
yeah, yuck.
So I left that. And then I was faced with the reality of, I live on my own. Ain't nobody going to pay my bills. I need to figure out a way to, I gotta be bringing in income. I always had my experience and I had that to rely on. So I took that and went and found the first job that I could that would pay me X amount of dollars an hour to work. So I started working at Floor and Decor over in Pineville.
Yeah.
And
nice store.
It is.
Do you like corporate America?
At that time though, it was not in the best of health, I would say.
Right.
We had some staffing issues. We had some management issues during
I don't care where you go in that setting, you're going to have the same problems. I don't care what company you go in.
Yep.
I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
So that was kind of where I landed, and I knew that wasn't where I wanted to be. So again, I knew I had my experience that I could fall back on of my time working through high school, and then the 4 years that I spent after high school
Right.
working in construction. So it was a construction adjacent place. So I figured, hey, if I'm going to be sitting here on the sales floor, I'm helping people, I'm going to talk every single person's ear off until it gets me somewhere, because why not? That's
What's
the
the
only way
most
I know.
important thing you do every day?
Communicate.
That's it.
And
So you learn communication if you didn't learn anything.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So through that, I was doing my thing and I was just talking to anybody. If they'd listen, I would talk until they walked away. And
that's great.
That ended up leading me to meet a nice young woman, and she was in the process of renovating her house, and she was also working part-time as an office manager for a local construction company. And so I connected with her, got her phone number, and she got mine, and connected with where I got my first step into project management, which was at a company called Watershed Builders.
Oh yeah.
So then I was with them up until September of this year. And it was just one of those things. I think the time came. It was a great company. I had an amazing experience there. I'm really blessed for all the opportunity and everything that it did for me, because that the experience that I gained there elevated my ability to move my career forward in a way that I can't even really quantify, far more than what I got at my family business. It really pushed me to that next level of construction, of going from, hey, we do remodels, to I do high-end remodels, working on high dollar jobs and very, very nice homes for high profile, clients or people that are thankfully very successful in life.
Charlotte's full of them.
Exactly. So through there, and then, basically just over time, sometimes things happen, paths deviate, and it was clear to me that it was time to start looking. I had a few things, and I was like, you know what, maybe the best way for me to move up and move forward and keep moving in the direction I want to go is that it's time to move on. And so sitting on a lunch break one day, I pulled out my phone. I had Indeed open and started swiping on some applications and didn't think much of it. put that away, and about 2 weeks later, I got a phone call and connected with Spain. Um, I had the opportunity to speak with Don's son, Anthony, first,
Mhm.
and it was interesting. We connected on a lot of levels. We had similar interests, similar hobbies, similar lives and backgrounds. The DellaMeas are an Italian family. My mother's side is Italian, so I grew up with very heavy Italian influence into my life and how I approach things. That's part of what I love about kitchen remodeling is like I love to cook. And so if I can design a kitchen that's real fun to cook in, I mean, that's the way I think about it.
Yeah, that's the way you should think about it because I the same.
Yep.
Cooking's great.
It's it's one of those
Foreplay.
things. It's exactly. It's a passion of my life, you know.
People laugh at me and say, "What?" True. I mean, you men, if you don't cook, you might try.
That's for sure. So
And by the way, women love a tool belt.
that's for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we just had a lot of different things that we connected on, and then obviously through my time working in remodeling and coming from a background in business ownership, I've always looked at the entity as a whole and not just kind of what I'm doing in my role, because I just think that's short-sighted, and I want to have a full picture of of everything and know that I'm operating at the highest level that I can.
Right.
And basically, I had some particular ideas about how I think a business in this industry should be structured, how things should be set up, and kind of what the exchange of information and how things should run. Me and Anthony started rapping on that, and we clearly were of the same mind on how we wanted to see things operate, see a company be able to protect itself and also like move forward and do good work and do meaningful work. And yeah, so we kept chatting, we kept the conversation going, and within a couple of sit downs, it already felt like family, and I was like, I think this is the spot. Everything lined up, stars aligned. It was a step in the right direction for me, and became it was a blessing because it was one of those things. It seemed like a difficult choice leading up to it. And then as I got closer and closer and the time came, it just became really, really simple, really black and white. It was clear that it was time to move on from where I was and that I had found the place to move on to. So,
Cool.
Yep.
What do you do in Spain?
I am a project manager.
How many projects y'all got going?
Right now,
Roughly. I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, between 9 and 12 open jobs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
How many people you got out there?
So
do you
I've
think?
2 project managers, 1 site supervisor, 2 field laborers,
Okay.
and then a myriad of subcontractors.
Gotcha.
Yep, not including office staff. We have, including Dunn, 4 more in the office.
Cool.
So
I can't keep up. I mean, where you at now? Where's the office at now?
we're right over here in South End.
Okay.
Yep, right off of Old Pineville Road, up from Tyvola. A little bit.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I hear you. So you're staying busy.
Oh, more than that. Absolutely.
Are y'all a design build firm?
Yes, sir. We have an in-house
See, I
designer.
didn't say that coming in because I wasn't sure, and I don't want to say that you're design build and you're not, because a lot of remodelers in Nary have designers that work with them.
We're real blessed there too. We have an excellent designer in our office. She draws all of our jobs, and it's really great. That was one thing, because I didn't have an in-house designer at my old company.
Mm-hmm.
And
it gives you a lot more power and flexibility,
because things change on a dime, especially in project management. For project management, everybody always says that the job description is professional problem solver.
That's what it is. That's what remodeling is.
Yep.
All you do is solve problems
all day.
That's my life. People say, "What do you do?" I solve problems.
Exactly.
And that's what I help people. I help people is my first answer. What do you help people do? What do you need help with?
Very good.
But seriously, it's remodeling and construction is problem solving. That's it. And everything's a puzzle. It goes together a certain way. And if you don't get it a certain way, and we'll talk about that, but I got to take a break. 704-227-8986 if you want to add something, but we can't hear it, so it doesn't matter. come on back. We'll talk about the Nary Holiday Social coming up, and if you care to attend and support the toy drive, that's Nary of Greater Charlotte. Much, much more right here on About Your House. Come on back.
Out more about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Sam Attero of AtteroMedia.com. Someone asked me once what I love the most about my 30-year-long career as a media producer and educator, and I have to say the fact that not only do I get to create for a living every day, but then I get to teach and help others to use the content and gear systems that I've built for them themselves. Do you need professional live event video production or streaming services? You're in great hands with our family business. All 5-star Google reviews. That's ETTARO Media.com.
Owens Chimney Systems is known for all professional chimney services since 1989, including chimney cleaning, recommended annually, chimney evaluations and inspections, any and all chimney repairs and restorations, gas fireplace and gas fire log service, furnace cleaning, cleaning out one of the most overlooked appliances in the home. Get it done right the first time. That's Owens Chimney Systems at 704-554-9595. Or you can visit us online at owenschimneysystems.com.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Speaking of NARI, the National Association of the Remodeling Industry, the Roadie Awards were last Friday, and it was a great event. A lot of winners. Mr. Brad Little's company won. They won several. Yeah, they won. See, you missed out. See.
Yeah.
So, well, that's the way it goes. Holiday Social and Toy Drive coming up next month, December 11th. And at Ferguson Enterprises over here on Summit, West Summit, 129 West Summit Avenue. Bring a toy. They have a toy drive for Christmas. That's NARI. And I met Don before NARI. Matter of fact, I think Don DellaMea is who I'm talking about. Back when he was kind of running the show when Jack left and retired. And I met him and Don, I believe, got the CR certification, certified remodeler like myself back in the day. Did he do that,
Yeah,
Chris?
he did.
I think he did. But NARI's a tremendous organization for networking and education. And to Nick's employer over here, you learned a lot through working with a high-quality, high-end remodeling company, didn't you?
Oh, most definitely. I had several mentors there that taught me, because you're messing with finished cabinet, finished crown, finished riser boards. Everything's finished, pre-finished.
Right.
There was no caulk. You don't use caulk. That is a sin on their job site. So
Good to
we
hear.
figured out, or I had to figure out different angles. If it's not right, you have to do it this way and that way. And
Use cup and saw.
Absolutely.
Cool. That
Yeah.
tells me a lot right there.
Yeah.
Because
it
a lot of
was-
people don't. And
Yeah.
they ain't a true carpenter in my book. Said, boy,
Oh, I
who
agree.
taught you how to miter?
I agree.
Because you ain't doing it right. What do you mean? You ain't got a coping saw.
Yeah.
Got to learn to cope. If you're going to learn to be a finished carpenter, you got to learn to cope.
Most definitely.
Right. You use a multi-tool much?
Oh, yeah.
I knew you'd say yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that thing. That's my favorite tool.
I know. That's why I asked you, because if you didn't fit. Are you still working with tools, John?
Every now and again, not very much.
Nick said, no, he don't work with tools. No, he
Well-
don't. No, he don't. No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, you're a project manager.
Nick's my tool. That's how it works.
That's right. Nick, get over here and do this. That's right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have used tools.
Oh, yeah. I used to be bags on when I was working with family and everything.
What's your favorite?
My
Do you
favorite
have
tool?
what's your not favorite tool? Well, I could say what's your favorite tool. Most people say multi-tool. What is your favorite tool, Nick? You got a favorite tool?
Mine's probably the multi-tool. It's the most versatile tool that you can have on your vehicle. And
I have two. For that
really-
reason, I got a corded and a battery, because sometimes I don't want to wait for batteries. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So I take a corded. If I know it's going to be used that day, I say, "Oh, well, we're going to put a corded one on."
Yeah.
You know. But I agree with you, and that's why I brought it up, because the kids, it's one of the safest tools that you
It
have
is.
too. And I let kids. What's funny is you give kids that's never picked up a tool before a multi-tool and then pull the trigger. It normally sits them back. They get
Mhm.
scared. They But yeah, multi-tool. I agree. What's your favorite task in remodeling? What's your favorite part of remodeling? Do you have one?
Probably the troubleshooting part of it. Trying to figure out the different or
Problems.
yes. Troubleshooting it or trying to
So
figure
you
out.
like challenges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
You're a thoroughbred.
Yeah, the design process.
I'm telling you.
Like we have a job going right now, and there's a couple of different ways that you could go about it. And of course, the designer gets involved, and she's going to tell us what to
Right.
do.
And
but-
then you got an engineer every now and then to get their head involved too.
Yep. And we
Yeah.
we like to sit there and just think about what we would do
Right.
and figure out how we would think it would go. And
Great.
then we
That's good.
essentially call
It's
it
called
designer.
critical thinking.
Yeah.
Ain't it fun?
It's amazing.
It is. I remember one job we over off of Sardis Road, and went up there, and they wanted to take the whole wall between the front room of the house, which was a big living room, the old 50s, late
Mhm.
50s, 60s houses. You had a living room with a formal dining room, and on the back side of the house was the den backed up to the fireplace. Well, they wanted to remove the whole wall, but there wasn't a fireplace. They wanted to remove the whole wall, and there was really nothing between the front of the house and the back of the house. Says, well, how you going to do that? I says, oh, this is going to be fun. Went up in the attic and made a truss beam, to support all the roof between. And it was easy, but we took all the load up and just made a big truss. It was about 20 something feet long. And, but that's fun.
Oh yeah.
That kind of stuff is fun, working out the challenge and getting an engineer. I've had some jobs they wouldn't even take them. Engineer wouldn't touch it. But that's the ones I like most,
Mhm.
to find the engineer that would help me engineer it so we could do it. And we did it. But that's remodeling. Isn't that the fun of it?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you, John, since you're the project manager, when do you get involved?
Right now, I mean, pretty much at every step of the process. I'm there to start them. I'm there to check on them in the middle, and then I'm there to make sure that everything is as it should be when it's finished.
Right. What's the hardest part of a job?
What's the hardest part? Probably sometimes breaking the bad news, I would say. 'Cause,
The end.
Yep. Well, that's true too.
The end. The end of a job is the hardest part.
Yep.
Because all those details you didn't pay attention to. Not that you do or don't, but a bad remodeler, the job really comes to the finality or whatever, the final aspects of it, and it'll sink the ship. It can sink the ship.
Yep. Closing procedure and setting yourself up with a proper punch list and making sure that you have all your details in order, but also, making sure that you're diligent along the process of defining, all of your specifications and putting things in the right places. And, also it goes back to good record keeping. I mean, now using technology, we got to make sure that we're taking pictures and doing daily logs and utilizing technology as much as we can.
Oh, that brings up something. I'm glad you brought that into focus here. Software.
Yeah.
Do y'all use strategy type software?
We use Builder Trend.
Builder Trend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never used those. Of course, they weren't around when I was doing it, But I did use Chief Architect for my drawing.
Yep.
But I drew on boards for many, 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 many years without a computer. 1990. Were you born yet?
Nope.
Well, see. How about you, Drew? Not you born yet. 1990 is when I started getting my introduction to technology with NARI. I started NARI as executive director basically after I was president with an Apple IIe. Boy, if that wasn't some time ago. You never used a floppy disk, did you?
Nope.
Yeah, and I hope you never do. But they're gone. But I love the conversation with you kids. Now, have you met a special person?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend.
How's that going for you?
I'd say it's pretty good.
How long you been dating?
We've been dating for almost 3 months now, but kind of going back and forth for a while.
Yeah, you're just getting into it.
Just getting into it for sure.
But let the year be the benchmark.
That's the plan.
1 year is a benchmark. If you date a girl for 1 year, you got to sit down and ask yourself a few questions. I did that with a guy that worked for me.
Yep.
And we said, well, I think it's time. You've dated her a year, haven't you? He said, yep. I said, well, let me give you a little test. And when I answered questions, he broke up with her the day after. He did. I said, no, I didn't mean to cause that. He said, no, but you brought up some really fine points. And I said, well, something to think about, because I've been watching you lately and listening to you. It ain't going too well. But anyway, that's another part of life. And the fact that you have support in your life, whatever you do, you've got to have the support in your family structure. And if they don't like what you do and want to complain about it, they're not. And not that yours is that. What I'm saying, it takes support. It really does. Drew, grab that phone, Mike. I'm gonna shift gears here over to Drew. You're welding. Where you living now?
I live in Rock Hill.
So you don't live with mom and dad?
No. I live about 10 minutes from them, though. Enough to go get free dinner.
Well, that's fine, but you're living on your own.
Yeah.
At 24. How about you, Nick?
I still live at home.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's a lot cheaper.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is. But what's your plans for the future?
Plans for the future is here soon. I plan to build a house is what I want to do. I've been dating my girlfriend for over a year. So
we can talk.
Yeah.
Nah.
So
Ask him the question.
But you're a happy boy. You got a big old smile on your face. That's good. You seem perky.
So I want to settle down with her and go over and build a house and stuff like that soon.
Cool.
That's the plan.
You got any land?
No, sir,
Well,
not
good
yet.
luck.
Yeah, I know. That's what
Stay
I keep looking
outside
at.
Mecklenburg County.
That is for sure.
Don't come to Mecklenburg County. You won't win, I promise you. Drew, what's your plans? You got a girlfriend?
No, just I'm
Why
focused on making money right now, and hopefully within the
Banking
next
it.
year start saving up, investing.
What do you drive?
2008 GMC Sierra with about 300,000 miles.
Cool. How's it doing?
She runs like a dream.
Cool. How about you, Nick? What do you drive?
A 2019 Chevy Silverado 2500.
Really?
Mhm.
How about you, John?
I drive a 2016 Jeep Rubicon.
Cool. I got to check on the vehicles, because y'all young. Most of you drive big old pickup trucks. I don't like big pickup trucks. What's the ideal working truck?
Whatever's going to get me from point A to point B
Diesel.
to the next job.
Are you going to have your own? What's your future look like?
Hopefully, trying to save as much as I can now.
You keep on dwelling on money.
That's a focus.
But if you
right
chase
now.
money, you're not going to have all you want. You realize that?
Yeah.
Chase happy.
Yeah.
Be content. You're going to get the money. You're welding.
Oh yeah.
You're welding. The money's there. In life, you don't even have to worry about it because it's there. All you got to do is show up. Am I right or wrong?
Oh yeah.
So don't worry about making the money. Just go do what you want to do. And you even said I can pick and choose what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
Golly. And how old are you again?
24.
Parents, grandparents, are you listening to this young man, these young men? You know, and we'll even talk to the old man in a minute. And that's Chris DellaMea. Uncle Chris. There you go. All right. More About Your House coming up, hour number 3 here on About Your House. We will talk more about remodeling and who knows what else. We might break up a relationship. Who knows? Come on back. About Your House coming your way.
I was supposed to go down there.
Hour number 3, Chris DellaMea, a land surveyor at GPA, Drew DellaMea, a self-employed welding contractor, Nicholas Lamb and John Dunn of Spain Construction Crew continue telling more about their story. They'll also be discussing the state of the industry, their futures, and will also be talking more about remodeling. Stay tuned, a lot coming up next. About Your House is brought to you in part by PutToolsInSchools.org, connecting students to tools of the trades and raising awareness of the many career pathways. About Your House is also brought to you in part by Queen City Home Store. Queen City Home Store is a family-owned store serving the Carolinas for over 70 years. They're the largest independent appliance retailer in the Carolinas, constantly growing and taking pride in the experience that they offer customers with a knowledgeable sales staff, product selection, and lowest price guarantee. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some time with us. And now, here's your host, Ray Terry.
All right. One of my favorite songs. So true. Talking to youngsters today, except for Chris. He's not quite a youngster, but he grab the mic, Chris. You're in surveying.
Correct.
What all have you done in surveying? I mean, you know, surveying's abroad.
Yep.
So what area have you played in?
So personally, construction staking, big boundary topographic surveys. Right now, I'm, do a good bit of consulting, but Alta surveys, title surveys, entitlement. You know, I've touched every facet of surveying, like you were mentioning earlier.
Right.
You know all the trades within carpentry is just one thing, but
Oh
you know,
God, no. Surveying,
tile, and you know, there's just so much
tile,
of that.
concrete, masonry, painting. You know, painting is a trade that kids should be more exposed to. And unfortunately, after this past week, as we've seen, primarily all the immigrants do all the construction work, apparently, because everything's at a dead standstill. And why? Why do we ask, is it at a standstill? Because the workforce that's performing the task are staying at home out of fear. And I'll just end it at that. But the overlying fact is, why aren't we Americans doing these trade jobs?
It's a great question. I mean, we've got a crisis with people entering the blue collar trades. It's an issue. I think a lot of it starts with our education system right now as it stands. I mean, Drew's a great example of that. So, I mean, I can remember the old, you know, we sent him to kindergarten with the old cigar box and 25 crayons and some pencils and erasers. And first day it comes back, it was 500 pieces of crayons and 3 broken pencils and no erasers. And then we were told, you know, he's got ADD, he can't sit still.
Did you ever go on medication?
I did.
Hold on, I got to get this one. Now, come on. We ain't talked about medication today. You got to bring it into the fold. All you parents, get kids on education. Give your kids medications for the disorder called ADHD. It's a gift. They ought to make you pay for that gift because you can do more things because you got the gift. Why? Because I know. Yeah, it might drive you silly, but that's your problem, not his. Right?
Yeah.
So they put you on medication.
Yeah. So it was about, I think, junior in high school, just start off rough, just C's and D's and have good grades. And then kind of started getting brought up. And then actually I had a teacher who would have to give me a pipe cleaner in class to just kind of keep me quiet. I'd be tapping pencils or just making noise.
Right.
So I had to get this form filled out. And she looked at me, she's like, I'll be honest, I thought you just weren't taking your medicine. And I think once I started taking Adderall, it definitely helped me a lot in school.
Oh, it does.
Calmed me down, helped me focus.
Also makes you a zombie.
Turns me into a zombie. I think I lost 20 pounds first month I was on it. Yeah, it's legal meth. Legitimately meth. But I mean, in a school setting, great. Glad I'm not on it anymore.
I gave a choice to go ahead, Dad. Talk.
So going back to that, Ray, you know, it's funny because with our education system, you take a kid just like Drew and you force him to sit in the classroom for 8 hours, ask him not to move, ask him to engage, and his mind's wandering, you know, and, oh, he's not a good student. He's not this, but I could bring home a 500-piece Lego set and he put it together in half a day.
You got it.
So
and love every minute of it.
We gotta find a way to channel education for situations like this. And I'm sure you guys, John and all that, were the same situation.
And you as a parent, and I've reflected on you a minute ago and said, you parents wake up. But to your defense as a parent who gave your child the drug,
sure,
I call it, you want the best for him. And then you've got the school calling you, telling you this and according to the system, you bend and you say, okay, because you want the best for him.
Yeah.
But in actuality, it's not the best for him. But there again, you don't know that because you're playing their game.
No, and like I told you before, I came through the game, right? You know, you gotta go to a 4-year degree, drop $100K and find that path, and then get out and find your job and whatnot. And there's a time period with Drew and I sitting down. It's like, you know what? You got to find what you got to do. You know, you got people that'll tell you if you don't go to college and you get your 4-year degree and get your job that, you know, you're not going to be successful. And
wrong.
The blue collar is going to, you know, you're going to be at a lower level than somebody else. Wrong. You know, and then, you know, you look at that and there's like, what? Drew was like, you know, well, I'm just going to be ditch digger. I was like, go be it. Because I know a lot of good ones.
They did that to you. You didn't. You know, and that's what they're telling our kids. You're not going to be something. You're not going to be as good as you could be. All because of a degree? when 90% of the graduates with a degree don't apply that degree to their profession? Are you paying attention?
So if we can channel like tools in schools, if we can channel these kids that have these situations and get the kids in the trades, find out what they're good at, put different tools in their hands, whether it's a saw,
doesn't matter,
pulling electrical or surveying or doing something else.
Yeah.
We're losing out on this. And so we got trades, full of people that are coming from other countries to fill, and we got plenty of people that are sitting at home on computers and playing video games that probably just never got channeled correctly through the school system.
You're exactly right. You couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, that's exactly what's happening. And, when you talk to these kids too, and, just talking to them. And here's the thing that drives me crazy, the coaching that's going on. The coaching but from counselors in education.
Mhm.
You talk to these kids, I'm going to college to be an engineer. Well, what kind? What do you mean? Well, engineer's broad. It's kind of like being a lawyer. Lawyer of what? Law, divorce, real estate, closings. What kind of law? I say I'm going to be a lawyer. That doesn't tell me anything. I mean, it tells me you want to go to law school. Okay, fine. For what? Be an engineer. You ever heard that one? I'm going to be an engineer. What kind? Well, I'm not sure. Then how do you know you're going to be an engineer? Am I right or wrong?
Oh, you're correct.
They give you that engineer title because it's glamorous, like being a doctor, a nurse, and I respect every pathway, but chances are it ain't going to happen.
And they're not going to be happy. They're getting funneled into a career path that they think they need to be in, but they don't know exactly what they want to do. And so
we're not showing them. We're not giving them a menu.
We're not giving them the opportunity.
No.
How many people, go through college and, they can't unclog their toilet or they can't do anything. They've never had that hands-on experience. Well, they'll call on us for the trades and we'll be glad to go help them with that. But
I'm going to tell you this, there ain't no computer going to fix your commode. There's no computer going to fix your lights. AI can't fix nothing. It can tell you how, but it won't fix it. And AI is going to take the place of a lot of technology jobs, a lot. So once you learn to fix things, you'll always have a job. Oh, are you worried about work?
Nope.
How about you,
No,
Nick?
sir.
You worried about a job? How about you, Drew?
Not one bit.
See, you can't beat the job security working with your hands and your mind. And how about you? You worried about your job?
not at all. Not at all. And I love my job. Every day I go into work, it's not going to a job. It's being passionate about what you do and the career path you've chosen and what you love to do.
Are you having a time finding help to do
that's
surveying?
That is my biggest issue, right? So I can teach you to survey, and we take what we call greenhorns or young gentlemen that have no idea what surveying is, and we will train them. The problem that we have is I can teach you how to survey. I can teach you to do all those techniques and skill sets, but I can't teach work ethic and I can't teach good communication. You can learn it, but having somebody to come to you that has the work ethic and the passion to do physical labor day in and day out is getting very more difficult to find today.
In other words, people are lazy.
Absolutely.
There are a lot. Do y'all run into this? I mean, you're young yet. Y'all are both 24. How old are you again?
24.
24, and you're 28?
28, yeah.
28. What's the biggest dilemma you see out there in the workforce?
I mean, at least for our industry, I mean, there's no opportunity for exposure. And then just like you're saying, I mean, people are far too distracted by technology and just everything. I mean, throughout the time in my family business, we tried to hire several of my high school buddies, a couple different younger people, and usually ended with one commonality, and couldn't get off the phone and couldn't focus up and start paying attention, trying to be a chameleon on the job site, go where you're needed.
Let me share something. The other day, it got me. I was told you Tuesday, I went and put up a hood on a brand new remodeled backsplash. And I was there for about 4 hours. 3 hours I was there. There was a female painter. She was on that phone for 3 hours painting. The whole time she painted, she was on the phone talking. I wanted to turn around and says, "Why don't you paint and shut up?" Because it really, it's none of my business, of course, and I didn't tell her that. But she talked, I swear, on the phone the whole time she was painting. Now, if I would have owned that company, I wouldn't tolerate that. Because you can't maneuver, cut in with painting and do a thorough job with the phone on your ear. Am I right or wrong?
Oh,
100%.
And your concentration, is this what we're dealing with?
absolutely.
Absolutely. And that,
These dang phones are a big problem. Big problem for distraction. Kids walked up to me the other day too, earbuds in, talking to me. I says, "Are those earbuds live?" "Yeah." I said, "Take them out of your ear." Whoa. Like, who are you? I said, "You're rude. I ain't talking to you no more." And I told him that. I says, "If you can't take, I did. If you can't take your buds out and talk to me, don't talk to me."
Yeah.
There's no, and to your point, how do you find good, qualified people now? Yeah, they may want to learn the trade, but are they willing to do what it takes to get there?
That's right. And there's a sense of entitlement. They want to be at the very top level when they initially come in. You need to come in as an apprentice and learn the trade and learn the craft and learn and progressively grow.
And there again, we got to teach them what the word apprenticeship means because they have no clue. I know this because I ask middle school kids every time I'm with them, not to mention the high school kids that don't know.
So that's, introducing the tools and the trades and the opportunities in the education system at a younger level. And then we just need a revitalization of our society.
Well, I'm going to throw some ideas. I'm up against the clock here in just a second. I'm going to take a break. But when I come back from the break, I'm going to throw some ideas on the table and let's see what might work and what might not work. Because maybe I'm a little dim visioned or something, but one thing I have within me is a lot of common sense. I've been told that by you listeners over the years. Ray, you got a lot of common sense. Well, thank you. I got some ideas that I don't think they'll work. I know they'll work. Yeah, I got 55 years of education in it. I got 4 or 5 degrees in it. I really do. Yeah. Oh, they're not handwritten or formal degrees, but they're degrees. And I'm going to talk about this, put tools in schools, and this issue about labor. And it's really not a labor issue. It's really not. It's a mental issue, mental health issue. And y'all have been scammed. All of you. You're playing by their rules, not God's rules. I said it. I meant it. And I'll be back and we'll divulge it. We'll talk about it. Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions. If you've got basement waterproofing needs, foundation repair, crawl space repair, concrete repair, no matter what it is in the Charlotte or surrounding area, your experts in foundation repair is Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions. 2 young men got together. We've been talking about this all morning with a passion to have a company that was totally transparent, totally honest, and forthright in their deliveries, and they've made it good. That's Rhino Foundation Solutions. Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions. They've got you covered no matter what your foundation repair would be. Give them a call. Better yet, go online, rhinoliftfoundations.com. Check them out. Check out all their services. They're out there to educate you to do the right thing. If you don't need it, they're not going to sell it to you. They're not going to do it. So whether it's foundation repair, crawl space work, basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions. Give them a call, 704-765-0180, or online, rhinoliftfoundations.com.
Certified, and moisture readings are standard with every inspection. Their top priority is ensuring your home is free from pests such as ants, mosquitoes, termites, and any other pests wreaking havoc on your home. That's Kilo Exterminating at 704-333-9855 or online, kilo.biz. That's 704-333-9855.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to About Your House. I got John Lamb in the house. John what?
John Dunn.
John Dunn. Nicholas Lamb.
Yep.
Nicholas Lamb, John Dunn. Well, I did it testing you. You paying attention? I got Chris DellaMea, father to Drew DellaMea, in the house today. We're talking about, well, we've talked a lot about the trades and what these gentlemen do for a living and how they got there. And I don't think they're going anywhere. You think you're going to hook up with corporate America anytime soon?
I don't plan on it.
How about you there, Nicholas?
Definitely not.
Cool. How about you, Chris?
No.
So you work with a smaller firm?
Yep. I have 3 business partners. We had a land surveying company, GPA, offer all land surveying services in Charlotte, and we have an office in Charleston, South Carolina also. So
you got an office in Charlotte area, and
Yep.
then one down in Charleston.
Correct.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So general surveying, I mean, can residential real estate,
Registered.
lot, layouts, everything.
Correct.
How they get in touch with, what's the name of the firm again?
GPA.
GPA Survey.
Like grade point average is gpaland.com.
Gotcha.
We offer full gamut, full surveying services for the Carolinas.
Right.
Yep.
Drew, did you ever learn anything about surveying?
I did a lot. I mean, it was summer in between school and stuff. I'd go work for them. I worked there this year, kind of in between jobs, and I learned a ton, just a little bit I have worked.
Well, you're going to learn stuff no matter what you do. If you're out there in the world and you're working with your hands and your mind, you learn things. And I tell people all the time, it's all the same. You just use different tools.
Yep.
Everything's the same. I don't care if it's an automobile. I don't care. If you've got the tools, then, you know, you can go to YouTube University and about figure anything out these days. You ever use YouTube?
All the time.
How about you?
Absolutely.
How about you?
Critical part.
You.
All the time.
See, part of our life, technology. You know, it truly is. One thing I can say, Drew, that you know now, I think you know, is you don't have to worry about a job.
No, not at all.
And you're pretty secure with that, aren't you?
Yeah, it's.
And how about you, Nick?
No, I'm not worried at all.
How about you, John?
Haven't been worried for a while.
You know, see, the thing is, and I know Chris isn't because he's very established in his business. But the point is, okay, now, how do we change the landscape of education? Now, I don't care about Detroit, Michigan. I don't care about Atlanta, Georgia. I don't care about any other city except the one I live in and the kids I see and know what's going on. It's called Charlotte-Mecklenburg School System. Here for the past 3 to 5 years, well, for the past 7 years, I've been tackling this awareness campaign called Put Tools in Schools. And it's just that, an awareness campaign, because people don't know the tools aren't in schools. And what I mean by that is like shop class, where did it go? Like home ec, where did it go? Like art, where did it go? Like music, where did it go? See, what they've done is cornered your children into a pathway of control and obedience. They have no freedom to express creativity. Think about that. That's totally against what we were put on this earth to do. Now, how do we change it? First of all, you got to wake the kids up to the pathways. If you go to a school and the kids don't know what the trades are, don't you think that would be a good place to start? Am I crazy
Absolutely,
about this?
100%.
So simple.
I mean, you know, if the kids don't know what the trades are, industry, should we get an apprenticeship high school, a trade high school, when they don't even know what the trades are? Or should we back up and punt and go fix the problem and waking kids up to the pathways so they'll know it's out there so they can go to it later in school? Doesn't that make sense?
Absolutely.
Am I the crazy person? Is it me? Or y'all drinking something in the water? I don't know what it is. Yeah. Rich, what'd you say?
I said you're nuts, but I don't think it's
Okay, I'm nuts, but I don't think he don't think it's me. But okay, so if industry got together, industry being a plumber, being an electrician, being a brick mason like McGee Brothers, and by the way, thank you Precision Plumbing. They're partnering with us, and I love the support because they're the largest industrial commercial plumbing company in the Charlotte metro region. The connections in the industry are phenomenal, so they're going to support us with resources. But here's the deal. If we're invited, and luckily teachers and CDC's career development coordinators at these schools are reaching out and saying we want the trades exposed to these students. Now, we have yet to be in a South Charlotte high school or middle school, and you know why? Do y'all any guesses here? Why isn't South Charlotte schools reaching out to us? Got any clue? Now, this isn't me talking. I'm just asking general question here. Why do you think that is, John?
Probably because they're still pushing education and sending kids to college. I mean, I would say.
That's right. They don't want their kids being plumbers and electricians. You know, regardless of what the children want, this is a parent issue.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
I mean, I grew up in the area. There's an air of authority. You know,
Status quo.
Yep. And
Yeah, bougie.
exactly.
You got to go to college.
Well, you know, everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know, when your neighbor and
So
you
it's
know,
a
their
social
family-
issue,
I agree. Yeah.
right? So if we could get into schools, not if, but when we get into schools, all we're wanting to do is expose kids to the pathways, to tools, to alternatives other that they don't even know exist. So we get into school. Okay, we show up. We spend. Let's say we're going to spend anywhere from 2 to 4 hours at that school. 2 to 4 hours. We have 7 to 15 companies show up that can jerk out their tools and solder pipes, solder copper joints, plumbing, put PVC together, make some electrical connections or something very simple, but yet engaging with activity. Make sense? Because people love to see what they do, right? I mean, they listen to talking heads every day and teachers all day long. They sit in the classroom listening to bobbleheads, right? Pretty much. Am I right or wrong? Okay, so give them tools, give them some activities, engage them, and wake them up to the possibilities. Talk to them. Let them know that these pathways exist. Make a circus out of it, if that makes any sense. Make an event. Not only the kids are going to get something out of it, but let me tell you, the teachers get something out of it too. Matter of fact, Thursday, 2 teachers walked up to me and said, "Do you think it's too late for me to get into the trades?" Both of them were 50 in their early 50s. And I said, it's never too late. Never too late. I said, it's not at all. They're burnt out. Teaching's burnout because they're not teaching the way they would like to teach. They're teaching according to what they've been told to teach, which that's why teachers are leaving in droves. But yet, if we introduce these new methodologies of learning called engagement that worked many, many years ago very, very well, where did they go? They went to data. They teach data now so they can get more money. Money's attached to the data, but it's not attached to your students' well-being and mental capabilities at all. Am I right or wrong, guys?
100% right.
So if we shows up, no, not if, I hate the word if, when we get to that point, we can show up at a school 2 to 4 hours and engage kids, not select kids. Let me tell you what's going on in Charlotte, has been for a long time. My academic kids don't need this. What's y'all's reply to that? Come on, give me some.
It.
Huh?
Everybody needs it.
These are life skills. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, life skills. I mean,
but yet you career counselors want to put buckets on the floor, label those buckets academics, trades. What are you doing? Think about the image you're throwing right there. You're making them less than. You're making a coal pile. What are coals? You know what coals are, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Well, most people don't. Tell them what coals are.
Like coal itself, it's like compressed carbon.
No, coal is something you don't use.
Oh, well, yeah.
You throw it in the coal pile. A brick that's all burnt or warped or discolored, that's coal, right?
Yep.
Throw it in the coal pile.
Yep.
That's what they've done to students.
Yep.
And they're still doing it. That's why we're not in South Charlotte schools.
Going to a South Charlotte school, the closest exposure that I could get to something that was somewhat trade related was taking technical theater.
Yeah,
building
and
sets.
that's great too because you build sets. There's a school, Northwest School of the Arts on Beatty's Ford has a set building. Palisades has a set building class because they got theater, and that's great. That's like shop.
Yep. I wish we had a shop class though, where we actually,
So you took the theater tech?
Yeah.
They call it theater tech, didn't they?
Yeah, technical theater.
Technical theater, yeah.
And that it was kind of fun because I almost kind of got the opportunity to have a little bit of like a leadership role in the classroom because of my experience and the fact that I was familiar with and had used all power tools and understood basic building mechanics. And they started us off one day and somebody was building a set and I was like, hey, maybe you do this, maybe you do that. And they didn't do it. And I'm pretty sure that thing fell over. And the one that I built was fine.
But you had some background in it too.
Yes, sir.
You had some teaching, really. I'll never forget, I was at Beatty's Ford, Northwest School of the Arts at a trades career day. And this young man walked up to me and I said, have you ever worked with tools? And I could tell he had because, you can just tell they just free to pick it up, fearless,
Mm-hmm.
And I says, you've used tools before? He said, yeah, I'm in theater tech, and I says, what's that? He says, and I had walked through that shop prior because they did me a little tour, and the theater's awesome. If you've never seen, man, it's just incredibly high tech. But anyway, so I walked through and he said, I'm taking theater tech and I love tools. I said, what do you want to do when you graduate from high school? I want to work with tools. And that's all he said. I just want to work with tools. I want to build stuff. And that attitude, just that alone made my day. A kid that, and I've seen many kids. I walked in Queens Grand High School 2 weeks ago to talk to a class. I had 4 kids walk up to me. Because of the exposure that we gave them, they're going into the trades. 2 of them want to be welders. One couldn't make his mind up whether he wants to be an electrician, a plumber, or HVAC. Matter of fact, yesterday, one of the students that competed in the shed building competition, he asked me, I'm going to ask you a question, Mr. Ray. He says, if you were just starting out, what would you recommend me to go into? The electrical, plumbing? What field? I said, I would go in the electrical to start with and keep your eyes and ears open. And you might switch up and go down another pathway, but that's okay because electrical, you're going to use in every trade.
Mm-hmm.
Every trade out there, you're going to deal with electrical, right, Drew?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you agree? And because everything you do in life, you're going to have electricity around you. So that's a great pathway to start in. And then you're going to work beside HVAC contractors, plumbing contractors, and various others, carpentry, all of them are in that same building. So you learn it. What do you like best about construction, Nick?
Like, what do I like doing the most?
Yeah.
I would say either custom cabinet builds or
You like custom carpentry.
yeah,
You like high-end carpentry.
I do.
So do I. I think that's one of my
Like
favorites.
we did a job down in Waxhaw, and it was a coffered ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
That was phenomenal. I love doing stuff like that, and then wrapping it in crown and things of that nature. It's very satisfying.
Good. Don told me you were that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you're the guy. He said, Ray, this guy knows trim. He loves it. And that's good. That's an art.
Yeah.
But that's creativity too. Remodeling is the artistic form of construction to me that is unmatched. The creativity, the abilities, the resourceful thinking, the problem solving. Now back to Drew over here. What do you like to weld most?
It's kind of like it's sort of a competition doing it. 'Cause, I mean, I work in mostly like power plants and stuff.
Yeah.
So you make a bad weld, you're going home.
Oh, I
You
know,
can get
man. They
fired.
test those wells.
So it's kind of like
What's that test called?
They got different tests, but biggest ones either phase array or X-ray.
Uh-huh.
And so they'll see your weld and they can see any little inconsistency in there, lack of fusion if it's not melted all in properly and all that, and it can get you fired and kind of blackball you from a company sometimes.
Well, yeah.
So you lose your money if you mess up.
So you're welding in power plants.
Yeah.
You just told me you're making big bucks.
Yeah, it's actually we just got I was down in around Clemson area for the last about month down at the nuclear plant down there.
Really? That's awesome. That's
It's-
top drawer stuff.
It is. Yeah.
That's the top of the top.
You got to make sure you're on your P's and Q's.
Oh, yeah.
You look wrong, you going to get a lot of people.
Where'd you learn to weld?
So it was like I just went to a company and they kind of had a like a little month's
Training program?
Kinda, yeah.
It wasn't a full-blown apprenticeship program.
No,
It was
no,
just a training program.
Yeah, they used to do that, and so I took about 2 months, and they just taught me the basics. Then, I kind of started working as a helper for them, and then call other companies, try to get jobs with them, and then kind of move on up to a welder, and then.
Now, who do you work for?
You don't work for anyone.
You're basically a subcontractor.
Yeah, it's whoever's going to pay you the highest. It's kind of it's a weird industry to most
Talking to
people.
Drew, the first question is, what you gonna pay me?
I try not to throw that out immediately, but
Really, I would have never guessed that talking to you today. If you ain't gonna pay me, I know a few people like that. No, I get it. We all got to get paid. I get that.
Yeah, it's a weird industry to most people because it's like I could be working for one company and get a call from another one, say like, "Hey, we got this emergency job. We need you here tomorrow." I'll pack everything up, leave this job. Just tell them, "Hey, I'm leaving today."
You got your own welder?
So machines, no, but most of everything else, like tools and stuff, I'll have my own
So
stuff.
you got your auxiliary tools and all the tools that's required,
we
but they
normally-
supply your welder.
Most of the time, normally.
You have a welder?
I got like a little mini pocket one. I could do like little home projects.
I got
on,
you.
But
I got you.
eventually, I want to have an own welder and maybe kind of end up starting my
Well,
own
I'm sure
thing,
you will.
hopefully.
I mean, you're young yet, so
Yeah.
I was credited with a good friend of mine's career pathway with welding. He was in the 10th grade at Garinger, and I was a drafting class, and I've told this story too many times. But I was a top drafting student, and it was a two-period class. And I would get all my drawing done the first period and then go next door and weld the second period. Well, my friend Denny came by me as the class break. You stand around and watch everybody go to their class. He said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm just going to go in here and weld." He says, "Weld? Where you going to weld?" I said, "In the shop over here." That's back when they had a metal shop and a carpentry woodworking shop. So I went in there. His name Mr. Kemper. He was a teacher, and he didn't mind me coming in there at all. So I went back there and showed him how to weld. We started welding. Denny never looked back from 10th grade. He was in racing for his whole career. He retired at 6. Well, he retired once. Roush called him back up. But he said he could weld anything but mend anything but a broken heart. But he could literally weld. And when he retired, he did special welding on Harley blocks, cracked blocks and what have you. He could fix them when very few people knew how to do that. So he knew welding.
Yeah, there's so much in depth and science.
Well, there's so much. You
into
got
it,
aluminum, you got helium, you got stainless, you got regular, you got nuclear, you got underwater, you got.
Yeah, most people just like, it's
Have you done underwater yet?
I've not. I thought about it, but then it'd be a lot of going to school for a couple of years, getting certified to dive and all that.
Maybe later.
Maybe. Right now, I'm making good money. I'm happy where I'm at.
Can I ask you what you make an hour sometimes? Can I ask?
Yeah,
just
right
to
now,
just to let people know the money you're making.
So just as someone who has like under 5 years experience in it, I'm making $48 an hour in nuclear plant, around.
So roughly $50 an hour.
Yeah.
And 150 what?
$150 a day for per diem.
Gotcha.
I cover food and hotel costs. So
Not a bad life.
It's pretty good.
8 times 50, I think that's $400 a day, isn't it?
Yeah, I make a couple grand a week.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
welders do make great money, and I'm happy. I appreciate you sharing with other people, because and women, once again, girls, and that one the other day, like I told you, Dee, she says, "I'm gonna go to college to be a welder." I said, "Well, you don't have to go to college to be a welder, do they, Drew?"
You could walk into any shop and then
just tell them, you look at them in the eyes.
Yeah,
I want to learn and be a great welder. And that goes the same for electrical, plumbing, concrete work, brick masonry, drywall. I don't care what it is. If you talk to the right person and you let them know you want to learn and be the best you can be, you'll have a job that day. And that's been proven many times through the years that I've given that same advice to many high school students. And they're today very successful electricians and other craftsmen out there that have ventured into their passion. But otherwise, they would have never known it. Matter of fact, we're steering them down the wrong path, even with the trades. We're talking about certifications. We're talking about apprenticeships. Let them know the jobs exist before you even burden them with more education certifications. Everybody's after do I have to be certified? No. You don't have to be certified at anything to be great. Now, I'm going to be arrogant and egotistical, okay? I hadn't got any certifications, and I do everything I do very, very good. I'm great at what I do. What's wrong with that? That's called self-confidence. You think we could teach some kids that? That's a good starting place, because they're afraid to do anything, afraid to fail. Why? Because of our education system. Am I right or wrong, guys?
No, you're right. You're right. You need concrete evidence.
Talking to the microphone.
You need concrete evidence of capability and doing things like this in the trade, being able to say, even just like something as simple as building a shed. You start a day and you don't have a shed, and you end a day and then you now have a shed.
Look, we built that. Right.
Exactly. It's just concrete evidence of capability.
Yeah, I got a story about the plan yesterday. There's a plan, right? When you build a job, you have a plan, right? right?
Always.
And you follow the plan, don't you?
Yes.
But yet yesterday I says, what about the windows if they're not according to plan? He said, oh, you can let them go on that. I said, no, you let them go. I'm not, because the plan says this. Well, Ray, you gotta no. The plan is the plan. Am I right or wrong?
That's absolutely. Once it's inked, it's if it's black and white.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
what
law.
we're building. Build it. I got to take a break. When we come back, wrap this show up. Been a lot of fun, guys. I've enjoyed this. It's fun. We'll do it again. We'll be right back with wrap this show up on Fox Sports Charlotte About Your House. This is probably maybe the last show we do in the studio, so we can say goodbye. We'll be back.
More about the show? Go to our Facebook page, About Your House Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Owens Chimney Systems is known for all professional chimney services since 1989, including chimney cleaning, recommended annually, chimney evaluations and inspections, any and all chimney repairs and restorations, gas fireplace and gas fire log service, furnace cleaning, cleaning out one of the most overlooked appliances in the home. Get it done right the first time. That's Owens Chimney Systems at 704-554-9595. Or you can visit us online at owenschimneysystems.com.
Go outside and take a look at your home. Are the gutters doing their job? The number one enemy to your home is water. Most homes are built with small, inadequate gutters and small downspouts. ABS Insulating has a division of the company that does nothing but gutter services. All gutter services: cleaning, maintaining, repair, new downspouts, replacement, and new gutters with many types available. They're a leader when it comes to gutter protection. Call ABS Insulating today, 704-821-4343 or absinsulating.com.
Steve Helms here with the Al Metal Driving Corporation. The Al Metal Driving Corporation is a full-service driving company. Regardless of the problem, we can handle it. Does your clothes dryer take longer than 45 to 50 minutes to dry a load? If so, you need your dryer vent cleaned or checked. The clothes dryer is the most inefficient appliance in the house and should never take longer than 45 to 50 minutes. Call Al Metal Dryer Vent today at 704-846-8368 or online at almetaldryervent.com. That's 704-846-VENT. Have you cleaned your dryer vent lately?
Floor Coverage International, Southeast Charlotte. If you need flooring, they'll take care of you. They got you covered with some of the best installation crews around the town. That's Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte. No matter where you're at, be it up at the Point, Huntersville, Mooresville, it doesn't matter. Belmont, Mount Holly, Lake City, Lake Park, Matthews, you name it, they'll cover it. They got you covered with a showroom coming to you. They've got mobile showrooms where they bring all the flooring to you, whether it's hardwood, which is the most popular floor. Speaking of floors, what's the most popular floor y'all see in remodeling projects, guys?
Probably LVT, something like that.
Gotcha.
Site finished hardwood.
Hardwood. Well, hardwood is the certified flooring of choice in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area. It's the most popular chosen floor there is. But whether it's hardwood, carpet, laminate, luxury vinyl plank, LVP. What's LVT?
Luxury vinyl tile.
Luxury vinyl tile that's squares. It ain't the planks. There's the difference. LVT, LVP, tile, and more. That's Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte. Just Google them or call them, 704-845-3567. That's Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte.
Have a comment or question for the show? Call us 704-227-8986. That's 704-227-8986. Now, back to the show.
Okay, welcome back. Got about 15 minutes left here in the show. Not even 10. Well, 10, excuse me. I've enjoyed y'all coming today. Spain construction. How do people get in touch with Spain if they've got any interest in? You didn't come here to sell, but hey, now's our sales aspect of it, and I can cover it for you because John looked like he said, "Oh no," he asked me a question, I can't do it.
Well, SpainConstruction.com at least is a starting point. Spain Construction on Instagram, and then hopefully Ray can help me out with our office phone number because I don't know that off the top of my head.
Well, let's find it. I'm working on it. Hey, there it is. I bet it's in the contact tab. What do you think? Maybe.
More than likely.
Maybe
hopefully.
you think. Uh-oh. 704-554-0041. Let me do that again. My tongue got in the way. 704-554-0041. That's your phone number. Or SpainConstruction.com. And a great company, Design Build, and they've got they got many years under the belt. You know how many years they've been in business?
Since 1970.
Wow. That's old. That's when Jack started.
55.
Yep, 70. Ooh, that's a long time. I started in my construction. That's 55 years ago, 50, something like that.
Yep.
Because that's the year I graduated high school.
I believe that's when Jack incorporated.
Cool. But it's a design build firm, so if you need their services, and you can't get Drew. Drew's an independent cuss, and he wants to work with who he wants to work for. Do you ever think you'll get a welder and run your own welding business?
That's the plan eventually. Be my own boss one day.
Well, you kind of are now, aren't you?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. And then when that time comes, go back on a job, then I gotta listen to everyone else and what they need done.
One of the things I'd love, always loved and thought about was having a truck with a welder on it, where you go around and do welding services. Welding's fun.
It is. It's
blast.
it's my piece. It's when I'm welding. Normally, no one's bothering you. You're just you and that's it. That's all you got to worry about at the time.
You found your niche, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
That's great. And Nick, are you a happy boy?
Oh, absolutely.
Think you're going to stay a remodeler?
Absolutely.
What's your plans? Got any? Long range?
Long range? Plan to just keep building the business and just
being the best you can be.
Yeah. See where God takes you.
And you got a girlfriend?
Absolutely.
You see marriage in your future?
I do.
How about children?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I love it. There you go. You going to teach them how to build stuff?
Absolutely. I see on Facebook all the time as Facebook reels and stuff. I follow a bunch of carpenters and just contractors and stuff, and they take their kids to work. That's the dream.
Yep.
That'd be the dream.
Part of the system we live in is rules getting away. Like OSHA. You can't have a kid or a student on a job site when he's not, unless he's 18. What's with that? Oh, but you got to keep them safe. No kidding. They can drive a car, but they can't work on a construction site. They can take out a loan to go to college, but they can't work on a construction site. What's wrong, people? Does that make sense?
Not a bit.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Drive a car, but you can't work on a construction site. Unless you're with a pre-apprenticeship program. A program. See what we're doing to the trades? See what we're not doing to the trades? When's industry going to perk up and pay attention? We can keep on doing this, but you're going to keep on whining, and we're never going to have a workforce worth a darn if we don't wake up and wake these kids up to the possibilities. Got any ideas? I presented an idea as far as showing up at schools. Think that'll work? Think showing up at a school with 15 companies engaging the kids with activities?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Waking them up?
It'll give them exposure to it. And especially if you keep on with the shed building competitions and stuff, it'll help a lot.
And then get the media, I said media, of Charlotte, North Carolina to show up at some of these events and televise them, put them on mainstream news, which I'll never see because I don't watch it. Well, I don't. It's not too much to watch there.
That's for sure.
They kind of manipulate the news. So now, far be it from me, would I be a conspiracy theory guy? Yeah, I sure would. But they're not. They're truth. unfortunately. So what do you plan to do, John? Where are you going? What you going to do with your life?
Uh,
Although what you're doing is great. 28 years old, project manager for Spain Construction.
Yeah, well, that was part of the whole deal with choosing Spain as well. Is I wanted a future somewhere that I could kind of put roots in and call home. I've got a background in ownership and understanding, so when they started speaking about partnership and things down the line in the future,
Cool.
that was kind of the idea. I think I'm blessed regardless, because I will always have my experience to fall back on. Nobody can take that from me, and I've seen every facet of this business. So even if for some reason I do lose job security, I have the ability to create one for myself. So, one way or the
But
other.
you've got job security because of that.
Right.
You never will be without that.
Exactly.
I've told many, many kids, I've been in this industry 55 years. I've gone through 5, maybe 6 money downturns, recessions, call them what you want, and I've never, ever flat run out of work. Never. I've always had something to fall back on, something, because of your abilities to fix things and problem solve, you'll always have a job. And being a welder, even welding with what you know around welding, you'll always have a job. And you had a great ride getting there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was not normal ride. I did a little bit of everything.
There
last
is no
couple
normal.
years, but
Life doesn't have a normal category. I swear, I don't think it does. How about you guys? Think?
no.
I'd say no.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate all of you coming in today. I really do. And I thank Don, thank your brother for me. I didn't know if I'd see him or not today. How do you like working for father-son duo?
Oh, it's fun. It's a good time. It's very it reminds me of, my time working with my own family, but in different ways. But no, it's good. I mean, I think they have a good understanding and a good delegation of, whose lane is what, and making sure that they don't play in each other's sandbox too much and butt heads. So they do a good job.
Gotcha. And Chris, I want your card and business card, because I want to put you on the database for Put Tools in Schools.
Sure.
And possibly get you to an event, or maybe 1 or 2 to work with the kids and some survey stuff. That's happened before. We had a survey company show up at another event, brought all this high-tech stuff.
Well, we can bring the
Lasers
tools and
whatnot,
come and
because kids aren't aware of those pathways.
no, and the good thing is too, real quick, the technology in surveying has changed tremendously,
gosh.
and it kind of plays into the young now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm old school,
Yeah.
learn the old ways.
I know what you're talking
and
about.
the technology's getting beyond me, and you need younger, able minds that are more apt to that new technology. So,
Are y'all keen on technology, Nick?
I don't much like it, to be honest with you.
Well, that's why I asked you.
My perspective is a little more that we don't necessarily have the choice to choose it or not, so we might.
Oh,
as well
you got to
accept
play with it
and,
being a project manager.
Oh yeah, and,
You got
well,
to really embrace it.
and especially for my role, I mean, it's such a diverse tool. It definitely, honestly, simplifies and localizes my job in a lot of ways. It keeps me from having to run around like crazy and be able to put things in one place and communicate to all my customers. And
Got it. Well, that's about it. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Next week's Thanksgiving week. Half the week shot, gone kapooey. And we're entering into the holidays, the slow time of the year for remodeling. And I say slow time because if you ain't started it, you don't need to start it now. After that's a new year project. But go make it a great week and spread the love. We're going to have a best of show next week. We will not be live on the air. We've got a best of show. Thank you, Hacksaw. Thank you, Richton. Appreciate that. And soon to be in the new studio. We'll keep you posted and see what goes. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you all. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. A lot of fun. We'll have to do it again sometime in the new studio, especially you 3 youngsters. Because I'd like to stay tabs with you and see where you go. I'm proud of all of you, though. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Youngsters, and that's great. Go spread some love, folks. We'll see you back here. Well, not a recorded best of show next Saturday. We'll talk to you soon.